trying to listen to John's show the other day. I couldn't handle it.
What is his problem?
I don't know. He has a radio show on after mine here in New York. I don't know what he does. He's on the air yelling at the listeners on the phone and calling them rat bastards, and it's kind of like.
In fact, I've heard the show a lot lately.
Yeah, me too.
And he seems to just curse, and he thinks that's comedy.
Yeah, I know. He's cursing every minute. He's like goddamn rat bastards and
the F word all the time being bleeped.
Yeah. He goes, "Hey, stop," and it'll beep. I don't know what he's doing. But it's kind of, I think, supposed to be like me, like when I yell at a listener, but he does it. He seems to get pissed off at him for no reason. He seems to just want to provoke them.
See, it's always funnier to me when the audience is yelling at John. They usually are making a point.
Yeah. No, but it was like, and this one guy was like, "Hey, John, man, lighten up." And John was just like, your and he started screaming at him, "Your mother is a whore," or something.
What?
I don't know. You got to listen to it.
I heard him the other day, and he had this guy on, and the guy called in. I think he won some kind of a contest. He runs a contest.
Fiona Apple contest.
And so John said, "Sir, I really can't hear you. Could you speak up?" So the guy talks louder. He says, No, I still can't hear you. Are you on a cell phone?" And the guy says, "Yeah." And he says, "Well, could you, maybe if you speak in a lower voice, I'll be able to hear." So the guy speaks lower and deepening his voice and deepening. And John thought that was really funny. He's just playing with the guy. And then he says, "Now, sir, would you write me a check for $5,000? Seems like you'll do anything."
Oh, I see. A little punchline.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
That was a long way for me to go for no laugh at all.
I don't know. He yells at a lot of the callers, though. But he yells for no reason and starts screaming dirty words at them. Like bastard. He uses bastard a lot.
Well, he doesn't know any other words.
Yeah.
I don't think.
What's going on in your show, man? I mean, I'm trying to hear some music.
Well,
no offense.
Howard, I talked for 2 minutes.
I know. It just seems so long, though.
Because it's me. You don't like me, so you don't.
No, I like you. You're a good guy. I don't understand why. It sounds like you're trying to sort of be like this me. Like
no,
I think you're trying to take a certain element of what I do.
No, that's not true.
No offense.
It's so hard to do anything that's not going to be what you do. So but I really don't consciously try and do what you do.
No, I'm not. Believe me, you're not doing what I do.
I'm saying I don't consciously say, let me.
Why can't you just kind of get on and then play the music?
And why do you always wind up yelling at people?
Why do you have to say
No,
stuff?
a guy called me up and called me a schmuck, a stuttering schmuck a few times. So then I defended myself like any normal human being would do. I mean, if you know.
It just was like a lot of like, "Hey, you rap," and the guy was obviously kidding with you. That's the one you're talking about. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what. I didn't know he was kidding until the end.
Oh, come on. The guy was obviously just kidding around with you. You could have lightened up.
Yeah, but then I was kidding with him. It wasn't serious.
Oh, really? It just was.
At first, I thought he was. When he was calling me a schmuck, I got pissed off.
John has his bits and calls on tape. I should play some of them.
Yeah, I mean, you really should get them.
I got to get the one where he was yelling at this guy. Do you have that on tape? Let me.
I don't personally have them. I can see if I have them.
It says here on my computer, John has his bits and calls on tape.
Yeah, they're on cassette, but I bring them home every day.
Oh, you air check this?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I don't know, man. It's just
because you really ought to run through a few of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're amazing.
Yeah, why don't you bring your tapes in? We want to run through some of your bits. We want to critique it. No, I just said like I'm at the gym and I'm trying to exercise, and then you come on.
Because what I do is I listen and I hear beep, beep. I go, "Oh, John's doing another bit."
Right.
Beep. That's all you hear. Beep.
What are you trying to do? You trying to beep out the F word?
Yeah, I bleep out some of the F words.
I did that for a while.
Yeah, see, I don't know that. I mean, you
didn't know that?
I mean, how would I know? I
kind of grew tired of it.
I'm sure I will after a while.
Like you do it once or twice and it's enough. I think people get the idea.
Yeah, I don't do it all the time.
You did it as many times as Howard did it in one phone call.
Right.
Maybe.
Because you can tell he's like impressed he had a new idea. Yeah. But that's all right.
Hey, it's just
me you were yelling at this guy for like 12 minutes, it seemed like. And I was just like,
it was pretty funny.
Was it really?
I thought it was.
All right. Maybe it rubbed me the wrong way.
I think whatever I do is going to rub you the wrong way.
No. I don't get it. You know what I mean?
Well, I heard the one talk lower, talk lower, talk lower. That really
was funny.
Irritated me.
Oh, that was funny. The guy was going, "Yes, could you please play?" And it was funny.
It wasn't funny.
So what is your shtick? Like you get like guys on the phone and goof on them? Because that's what I mostly hear. Like you get a lot of people.
Sometimes people call and be obnoxious, and I be obnoxious back. And sometimes people call.
You know what the really bad one is?
Right.
Where he pretends to be a priest.
Oh.
And, people will call in to make a phone request for a song.
Yeah.
And he'll go, "Yes, you have...
the Religious Network.
Let me hear that voice.
The Religious Network.
Yes, how can I help you?
Oh, I saw. Oh,
yes, how you doing?
Well, I didn't know you did that. I never heard that one.
Oh, man, that's a really
this is the Reverend Oliver, man. Can I please help you? You experience any bestiality or anything like that? Something like that.
Really? Well, I didn't realize you were doing stuff like that. That's funny.
You know what?
That's why I say you got to get a whole
it's good stuff, but yeah, anything to you is bad.
Devastating.
No.
You're an old woman. You're 48. What do you know about that?
Daniel Baldwin's, you think it's an age thing?
Yeah, she's 48. She's freaking over the edge there.
You know what? A lot of young people
showing off on Living Room and People magazine.
Gotten to me.
A lot of young people get his humor.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Generation X.
You sure are.
Your generation, no humor is what you are.
Okay. Whatever you say, Robin.
Daniel Baldwin's on the phone. He wants to know if you're writing anymore.
Yeah, okay.
He wants to get in on that.
Yes, can I help you?
Look at you.
Yes, can I help you?
You like some of my bits. You even said it on the air.
Yeah, but I never told you I like that one, and you do that way too much.
I do it once.
I think they should limit you to one bit because I don't know, man. I tune in for about an hour a day, and I end up hearing 20 bits.
No, that's
I'm telling you. Every other time,
I'm on 3 times an hour.
Why 3 though? Why not just once?
then just have a robot in there.
Well, no. I mean, you could be a little personality, but why you got to do all long bits?
They're not long.
Really? They seem long.
And then the other thing that's really bad is when he starts trying to talk like a real person.
Right. He tries to get real with the audience.
And he's like, "Yeah, my baby's got diaper rash."
I know. Yeah.
No, you were in there for that.
That's funny.
You were in there for that.
No, you were talking about that yesterday on the radio.
No, I was talking about my wedding.
I wish you would just
that he's planning his wedding and it's already $15,000 he's spending on his stupid wedding.
Wow,
it's costing me a fortune.
It's great to hear that stuff.
Hey, Howard.
It's a telethon, Howard.
Whatever you say.
It's a telethon.
I had Jackie's wife on. She played her music.
Oh yeah, great. All right, thanks, man. I just was wondering what you're up to. That's all.
Yeah, I'm trying to,
Hi, you're on the air.
Yeah, Howard. John is a stuttering schmuck. All he does is talk about your show all through his show.
I don't talk about your show.
What?
I talk about Howard's show.
If you weren't with Howard, you wouldn't have nothing to talk about all day, schmuck.
Yeah. See, this is the type of thing. This is where we get into this guy. This is the same guy, right?
What?
You're the guy who called. It's the same guy. See, so how would you respond to a guy calling you? All right. Maybe I should just hang up.
I'm the same guy 5 minutes ago who told you you were good, you schmuck.
Yeah. See, there you go.
And Melrose Larry Green is funnier than you idiot.
There you go, jackass.
Hey, listen, John.
Yeah.
I just asked you one favor. I didn't want play-by-play of Robin and Dominic's basketball game, which you decided to do anyway.
I didn't do that.
You didn't?
Not on the air,
Well,
no.
I asked you not to, and
I didn't
did
do
it
that.
anyway.
I didn't do that.
Come on, say the F word.
Yeah,
but do it like how you do it on the air. Yell at the guy.
Oh, you can't say the F word.
Oh, you can't go like, "Hey, you."
It has to be on tape, and then I go shut up like that. But I can't.
Yeah, go ahead. That's funny.
No, but I
do that now.
I can't do. I really would just curse and then just
shut
later.
Up.
Do it in the Reverend voice.
That isn't what. But that isn't what you
do. The Reverend to him.
Yeah, do the Reverend.
Do the Reverend voice.
It's done when people don't know it's me.
Okay.
The funny thing is they really think they got a religious
network. They don't know it's you.
Oh
my God.
And another thing, Howard.
Hey, shut the.
You know what, Howard? There'll be just as many calls as this guy saying, how good the show is. So, but all they're going to put is the negative 3 calls. I should know because they do it all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so how come at the end of Howard's show you get to talk during Howard's show?
Dude, I don't design the station. That isn't me who does that. That isn't my concept.
You get in control of the microphone.
All right.
Yeah, see, and you know what? This guy likes me.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, I love you.
I know you do. You call me every day, you jackass.
Yeah, that's to John. Yeah, you jackass.
That's right. The premiere.
Like whatever words I use on the air.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So hey, jackass.
That's right.
Rat bastard.
You invented jackass. I forgot.
No. I didn't invent the word, you idiot. I gave you the freedom to use it.
That's right. You did.
That's right.
You did it. And I'm not angry.
You think people said jackass on the radio 20 years ago?
I don't think people did anything. They didn't.
They didn't do anything.
But I'm your fan.
Be yourself.
I am myself. What do you? I am myself.
You sound forced, is what I'm saying.
I'm not.
When you're yelling
forced.
at the listeners, you sound like you're trying to compact into 2 minutes.
That's what you were going to say because you.
John,
you can't accept
do you think that I'm a good critic of radio?
No, not for me.
Not for you.
Never for me.
Okay.
Because you are only going to accept me as a guy who came in here at 22 years old and got your coffee, and it'll never change.
Okay, hey, forgive me. I'll never try and help you again.
How old
Show's
are you
great.
now, by the way?
How old are you?
Okay.
31.
So we thought.
It just,
Isn't he passing himself off as he's passing himself as a young intern?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. That's what I was, and I don't expect you to like anything I do.
No, I like a lot of things you do. I like when you go out and ask questions.
Yeah, of course, because that's something that you did.
Right.
Yeah. So of course,
I'm sorry. I don't think it's funny when you yell at the listeners.
It's like if your daughter did radio.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you would have such a problem because...
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would, because you
John, if I tell you something's not funny, you think I'm telling you because I can't accept anything? Didn't I tell you some of your stuff was funny?
No.
I never told you anything you did was funny.
Not outside of something that I did that you had put me out to do.
What? Okay. You know what? You know what? Actually, I heard the bit. It was funny. It was very funny the way you yelled at the guy. It didn't go on too long at all.
I thought it was very funny.
I must be mistaken. I'm jealous of you. That's why I'm telling you.
That's not what I'm saying you are. I'm saying you just can't accept me as anything but,
all right.
A kid.
Okay, whatever.
All right.
Whatever. Sluggo's probably younger than you. I hear his show every day.
No,
I love it.
He's the same age as me.
I love his show.
Of course you do, because he's not me.
What? Why would I feel that way? I watched 𝗛𝗏 on Letterman. I thought he was hysterical. He was my
but you didn't think he was funny when he was here.
He didn't tell any jokes.
He never said anything funny.
Yes, he did.
Oh, get out of here.
Yes, he did. That's
he never
the point.
did. Mitch never once walked up to me and told me a joke.
That's not true. It's not true.
What are you talking about? You telling me that I can't appreciate something you do that's funny?
I'm telling you that.
I'm telling you I heard this bit and it wasn't funny. What do you want from me?
Fine.
That's all. Take a little criticism.
You're
so defensive.
Really?
What?
There wasn't one person in the station that had any idea that Mitch
was into comedy.
Be a comedian.
I had no idea.
He never told anybody. Us one thing
and he never told
He
any
never
jokes.
wrote anything.
All right.
He never did anything. Yeah. I've told you you've done some funny. Like once in a while you write a Stuttering John question that's funny. I tell you they're real good. You've said some funny things. It's just that when you're yelling, you're forcing to yell at the listeners. It's just like, you know.
A guy just, did you hear that guy?
Okay. Whatever.
Howard, I should tell you, John does the wackiest things. He's wearing a T-shirt as pants right now.
Huh?
That's all right.
In other words, his legs were cold, so he took a
that's
T-shirt
funny.
And he stepped into it.
Baba Booey.
So weird.
It's a good radio bit.
I wasn't doing it for a bit, jackass.
Oh, now you're cursing at me.
Yeah.
Hey, shut the up.
Howard, I bleep it. It's not just like that. But it's fine. I don't expect you to like anything.
Hey, shut the
he's
up.
got that promotions the production guy back there working overtime, bleeping.
Oh, is that right? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, he bleeps during the show?
No, it's only...
He yells at the guy.
It's occasional this happens.
Right.
Occasional. It seems to me I hear it every day.
Yeah.
Well, that isn't the truth, but we'll go with it.
Hey, shut the up.
Yeah, that's every bit.
Wait. Hey, shut
Robin, give me a break.
That's what I hear. That's every bit.
I know.
You know, I used to like it when you didn't talk about it.
Even that minister he does starts cursing.
Oh.
Oh, he does? The minister?
No. See, the joke was the minister. The guy started cursing at the minister. So the minister.
Oh, that's funny.
The
said, I don't want
minister
you
starts
cursing.
I haven't heard the minister, so I can't comment
So
on that.
it's like the same guy.
Yeah.
Only doing a wacky voice.
See, Howard, the
I
whole
haven't heard
joke
the
is that
minister,
people call
no.
my show and think they get the wrong.
I hear you.
You know, and that's
Okay.
and then I put on a different. They don't
So
know
is
it's
your
me.
show mostly phone pranks?
No, I would say 50%.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to get the premise. In other words, a lot of it is based on phone humor.
It's me alone in a studio
with the phone
creating
callers.
from nothing.
Creating comedy
So it's
from nothing.
phone answering?
Right.
It works.
Yeah.
And it actually works.
Evidently it works.
But he's lying if he tells you that minister doesn't curse at every caller.
Not at every call.
I've heard it twice, and he was cursing at both.
I'm glad you're listening.
Always.
Everybody, it's 10 to 2 here.
I'm listening for the music. No offense.
That's good. I love the music.
I love the mix.
I love the music, too. I'm a big fan of the music.
Yeah.
When you hear the bleep, it's John.
No, I just heard one thing yesterday, or the day before, where you were yelling.
I know exactly which one you're talking about. With the mother jokes and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You really were on a roll.
I thought I was.
See, Howard, I think John gets a little bummed out about this conversation because there's a lot of turmoil here at the station. Lots of shakeups. Rumors and stuff. And I think John feels that, his job might be in jeopardy.
It's not. You know what? My ratings are great, and I don't think I'm going anywhere.
All right.
Well,
I think you're doing a good job. I like when you just say WXRK.
Yeah.
And then you play the record. I think you do a good job with that. I like that.
say it.
Say WXRK.
The new 92.3 K-Rock is Smashing Pumpkins on K-Rock.
Yeah, I love that.
There you go.
Oh, John needs a creative outlet.
That's right. That's right. I'm not going to do it if I can create. So.
Oh, is that right? You told him that?
For what do I get out of it if I can't do things that I enjoy?
How about a paycheck for something you never had before?
Oh.
What happened? They told you to quiet down, and you said, "Look, I'm not doing it unless
No, they never told me to
do my
quiet
phone
down.
bit."
They enjoy what I do. You're the one who doesn't enjoy it.
Oh no. Steve Kingston said many great things about you to me.
Hey,
yeah,
he's he lets
no. He told me he thinks you're terrific.
No, Howard.
No, he has. She tells me he thinks
this is
you're
sarcasm.
Great.
Correct?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Not at all.
I don't care. Then
you got to be you.
Well, then fire him.
Fire him.
Then fire him.
I don't want you fired. I'm happy to have the show.
What?
It's a paycheck.
A lot of people seem to like the show.
I love it. I love when you play the music.
I got a lot of fans out there.
The other thing he does,
you know what? If they went and screamed the calls, I'm sure there'd be plenty of good calls out there.
He always talks about how he's going to get yelled at again by Sam.
Yeah, that's a big bet.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't heard.
Why don't you say Steve? It's not Sam.
No, Howard, you haven't seen the conversations in the past. Since Sam had a kid, he's
yeah, no, I heard you saying on the show.
But in the past, we have almost gotten to fistfights. I'm talking about say K-Rock before the break. Say it before the break.
And what's wrong with him saying that to you? That's the way the guy wants it done.
In
other words, you're so advanced.
No, you're missing the point.
You're so great that you should have ultimate freedom at the station.
You're missing the point.
What is the point?
The point was, Sam, I am screwing up. I'm not doing it on purpose.
Right.
I'm trying to get it right. Right. And he's saying, no, you're not. You're doing it as being belligerent. I'm saying, no, I swear to God, I'm trying to get this right.
You could get. What are you, a moron? You don't know how to say. You don't know how to get K-Rock. You say K-Rock as soon as you open the microphone.
No, Howard. You have to
what does he want you to do?
Yeah, this is in the old days.
All right, go ahead.
How you doing? This is the new 92.3 K-Rock. This is Smashing Pumpkins on K-Rock.
Okay.
So you have to say before and after, and sometimes I would go, hey, this is the new 92.3 K-Rock, is Smashing Pumpkins. And you're not smart enough to say K-Rock after that? No, most of the time I get it, and sometimes I wouldn't, and then he would get it.
He was right. In other words, it didn't matter that much to you.
It was maybe my first week of
you were being
radio.
belligerent. Be honest for 1 minute.
I swear on my life, it wasn't at a belligerent.
In other words, if the guy had said to you,
well,
listen, I'm hiring you. You didn't know Sam. You didn't work. You didn't have the security working with me and all that. Yeah. And all of a sudden, they said, listen, you can have this job. Yeah. But you got to say K-Rock twice every time. I guarantee you would have gotten it right.
Howard, I tried.
I guarantee you would have gotten it right.
And the other argument that we used to have...
You didn't deem it that important.
The other argument that we used to have in the past was, when I would screw up, I could play the wrong song or I have dead air. He would go, it's not funny anymore, get it right. I'm like, Sam, it was my first 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm trying to get it right, but it was very difficult to learn the board in 2 weeks. So I would screw up, and then he would yell at me, and then we'd get into arguments about it. It wasn't me trying to be belligerent, but you would, probably...
So what is he supposed to do? John, take another month to learn the board?
No, let me take a little time. Now the board's much smoother. I don't know if you've noticed, but now
it's fine. I don't have a problem with any of it. I think the show's terrific.
It's fine.
You don't want me to critique, so I won't. I'm not opening my mouth.
I just think that you're a little biased in this area.
Okay, I see. All right. Well, what do I know? You know what? Sometimes I listen to radio. I could be wrong. Maybe this is real cutting edge.
I'm not saying it's cutting edge. I'm saying it's
all right.
I
didn't know. I was just saying I didn't get the bit the other day. Why are you yelling at everybody? But
the guy's calling me a stuttering schmuck. What do you want me to do?
He didn't do it in all seriousness.
He did it 3 times.
Nah, he was a goof.
Just now you could tell he was kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't tell he was kidding at first.
Jimmy, you're on the air.
Yeah, how you doing? I'm so glad you're doing this. I think you should keep doing this.
How old are you, Jimmy?
34.
All right.
I just the way you put 2 people on the phone at the same time, getting them to ask each other, who's this? Who's this? He does that.
No, he wouldn't even do that.
About his
you
food.
do that, John?
Where's
what?
Put my
you
food?
took that bit
Where's
too?
my food? He eats on the air just like you.
I eat on the. I'm not even allowed to eat in the studio. He's such a liar, this guy.
Well, listen, what's he going to do? I don't mind. He borrows a couple of things, but I don't even hear these things. I tuned in the other day. He was yelling at some guy. I don't know what he's yelling about.
It's Howard.
That's also I mentioned it to him, but he's taking it the wrong way.
He's hurt.
I'm not hurt. I expect you to be negative.
Yeah, Howard. It's just like you. It's like Howard all over again with this boring John.
Right.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
It's gotten to the point it's ridiculous.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate this, sir.
Well, come on, John. I mean, give me a break. When your show first came on, the first thing you said was, "Oh, I don't know if you were listening to Howard this morning." Are you kidding me?
That's something that they would.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I was told to do that, by the way, Howard, and that's something that they wanted to.
You have a listener that wasn't listening to Howard. Is that what you're trying to say, John?
No, it was trying to cross over and give it.
Wait. Hey, shut the up.
Yeah, shut the up.
There you go, Jimmy.
All right, thank you, Jimmy.
Go home and beat your wife now, Jimmy.
Hey, Howard.
There you go. That's what he does. That's what he does with the listeners. Go home and beat your wife.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
This plays.
F plays.
F plays. Thank you.
That was very original, Jimmy.
Yeah. Oh, and you are.
Yeah, that's right. I am, Jim. I am.
Kill me.
That's right.
You know what you should try, John? A little more stuttering.
Oh, okay. I'll try and add that. Okay. All right, Jimmy.
You know, like WR.
See, he can't even get the call letters right.
You're right.
All right,
I don't
exactly.
stutter like
Schmuck.
you do.
See,
and then we just with the schmuck, and it's just, I don't know. It just seems it's angry.
It is angry. I'm angry at this guy.
Yeah, but it
can I feel angry or
it seems forced?
It's forced.
Yesterday he plays a song, he screws up the beginning of the song.
Yeah, that's because they didn't have the song number on there for me.
It's John. To me, it just seemed like you had to work the word schmuck and jackass in at least 7 times. You know what I mean?
Hostile man. I'm a very angry man.
All right.
I am angry.
Doing it for how long now?
What are you so angry about?
A lot of things.
What, you're angry because you get to play records?
No, I'm not. I don't have no problem playing records. What are you trying to make?
So what are you angry about?
A guy like this gets me angry. I'm sorry. It's a natural reaction.
But you don't have to put them on the air since they're on tape.
Since you tape them, why do you put them on?
Some of it because some of it becomes funny.
Because you think it's funny. I was telling you it wasn't funny.
That's right. We disagree.
All right.
Is that okay? We disagree on like a lot of things.
All right. I just thought maybe you're interested in someone's opinion, but clearly you're not. Sam's opinion's no good. Mine's no good.
Sam, I'm fine with Sam. And Howard, just that you are very biased when it comes to me.
I am not. I was in my gym listening to the bit.
When did he get biased because of you?
Because
what did I do to you?
You have obviously proven yourself in radio.
I'm the guy who put him on the air. I gave him a career. I believed in him. He was an intern. And I'm biased against him? Why am I the enemy?
Anything outside of this show?
That's not true. We used to do a TV show. It was horrible.
I agree.
It was not bad. It was horrible.
I agree.
You want me to tell you it was good? I'll give you. I'll be like every other person and tell you it was a horrible show. You were horrible on. Everyone was horrible.
I agree.
Then you would go on Conan and you'd play tapes of your
Conan. I was good
doing
on.
interviews.
Conan, I was good on.
Yeah, you would do. You were playing our tapes from our Channel 9 show.
No, but even just the interview segments, I was good on.
You played the tapes of the Channel 9 show. I said, don't play the Channel 9 show anymore.
That wasn't my idea, but okay. And
it wasn't your idea. You didn't ask me. You didn't ask me.
No, I came to you with all.
Oh, here we go.
I did. For some reason, I'm the guy on the show.
Do your thing. So I'm the bad guy because I told him don't play the Channel 9
I didn't say you're the bad guy. I didn't say you're the bad guy.
Yeah, you just said I'm jealous. What am I again of you?
I never said.
What am I of you? I'm not a fair judge of you.
No, you.
I'm telling you, I heard something the other day. It wasn't funny.
Okay, that's your opinion.
Why would I be biased? That wasn't making me laugh.
Because you could only accept me in a certain way, and if you're going to deny that,
your TV show I saw was horrible.
I agree.
Okay,
Wings was great. You didn't like it.
I didn't see Wings. I told you I never saw it. I haven't seen it to this day. Why are you saying I didn't like it? I was pissed off because NBC, I didn't want them using my name in the promotion.
And they didn't. No, I had that in the contract.
So what are you holding?
You still wouldn't talk about it. You talk about everything everybody else
Why
does.
would I talk about it? I felt that I was used. They called me every week to be on Wings. I said, I don't want to be on Wings. Then they hired you, and then they started giving me forcing me to do commercials about it. I don't want to be forced.
They bought advertising.
They bought advertising.
That wasn't. I didn't tell them to do that either.
Okay, so why would that be an issue with you? That's no issue with you.
No, because you wouldn't even talk about something that I did. Even
sure I would.
You wouldn't.
I talk about
Gary does extreme fighting. You talk about it. Jackie does the watching.
I've had you in here a million times.
We promoted your personal appearances
and your music, and I played your album.
Never anything credible.
Tony and Tina's wedding.
And I played your album. Oh, come on, man. You know what it is? You're biased against me.
No,
now you're proving it.
No, I'm not, Howard.
You haven't done anything to help.
I did Baywatch Nights. You never mentioned it. Jackie did The Watcher. You always mention it. I did Wings. You never mentioned it. Robin did.
I never mentioned it because Wings pissed me off.
Howard, whenever they get Jackie, Robin, and me, for the most part, they would rather have
Jackie came to me and said he was doing it. You're not in league with Jackie. I knew what was going on with the Wings people, and I knew what was going on with the Baywatch people.
And what was going on with the Watcher people?
When Jackie, who is a writer of mine, who writes funny comedy material, you're an intern.
No, I'm not an intern.
I'm not an intern. What do you do?
I put in a lot of great phone calls.
You screen phone calls?
Yeah. And
you're going to compare that to what Jackie does?
I'm not comparing to what Jackie does. If
I throw a bone to Jackie here and there, that's another. He's an on-air personality at this point.
Well, John,
I haven't contributed to many funny things.
In other words, Jackie is now the same as John.
Yeah, we both add comedy to the show.
Yeah, I haven't contributed to.
Yeah, John, if you left tomorrow.
Yeah.
The level of comedy would not change one iota.
I agree, but
if Jackie left tomorrow, the level of comedy would change tomorrow.
I agree.
There is such a huge difference between you and Jackie.
I am not comparing.
Jackie.
I'm not comparing the contributions.
You are insane. This is your insanity.
I am not comparing the contributions that Jackie and I made as equal. But I am saying that it doesn't. I don't know what I have personally done to you that would, have you not plug something that I've done.
Because I don't want to be used by the people of Wings. Get with it. I don't want them to call me for a month and ask me to be on their show. And then when they can't get me, they get Stuttering John.
Yeah.
They take Stuttering John and they say to me, now promote John's appearance. They call my agent and tell me we have to promote Stuttering John. They call the radio station now and say they try to force me through advertising to promote Stuttering John on Wings. I don't want to be associated with Wings. I don't want to be associated with Wings, period.
But I'm saying you wouldn't.
So what I did was I did something incredibly nice for you. I said, John, you can go do Wings.
I know.
I just can't promote it. I don't want to get caught up in their crap. I don't want to be used this way. So I did something incredibly nice for you.
Howard, but what I'm saying
I did something incredibly... Listen to me. Look at me. I did something incredibly nice for you. Not mean to you. Nice for you. I let you, instead of Gorilla... I could have easily had Gorilla do Wings. I could have had anybody do Wings. All I have to do is give the word that I'll promote it. Do you understand that you on Wings was meaningless? That it was an issue between me and Wings, and I allowed you to go do it anyway because I wanted you to get a paycheck? Do you understand that?
Howard, I understand that.
Do you understand that?
Howard.
Tony and Tina... No, he doesn't. Do you understand why I promoted Tony and Tina's wedding? You came to me, you were doing Tony and Tina's wedding. I allowed that to be promoted over my air. Why did I do that?
We did more than promote it. We had them on.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had him read.
Please.
It was good for everybody concerned.
Oh, so so when I talk about it, it's good for everyone concerned, and when I don't talk about it,
Howard,
it's not good.
What I'm saying is, I appreciate you letting me.
You are an ingrate. I've always been wise to you, and now I'm even wiser to you.
Now it comes out.
I am so wise to you.
There you go.
When you promoted your book and you told me you didn't have a book,
you know, Howard,
you're an ingrate.
Gary, come in here as my witness. That was never my.
From now on, you will never be mentioned on this show again.
Fine, because
Tony and Tina's wedding will not be mentioned. Anything you do will not be mentioned. Your record album, anything.
Fine. I never. All I'm saying is that when I do something,
and when Kingston comes to me and says I'm taking John off the air, and I go behind the scenes and say, "Hey, give him a break," and you don't know about it because I don't want to hurt your feelings. From now on, you're on your own.
If that happens,
see how long you last.
If that happens,
okay, we'll see, Big Shot. Now you're on your own.
Howard, I'm just saying.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Of course.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. I don't like you ever. Is that it?
No, I am just saying.
This is the Stuttering John I know and love.
I know.
The
I'm
ingrate.
always screaming at him to just calm down.
I am just saying that it just seems to me if Gary does extreme fighting, you talk about it. When I do something, you don't want to talk about it.
Did I talk about Tony and Tina's wedding?
You don't remember the things we talk about.
Yeah. Do I talk about your album when you were desperate to get promotion for your album? Did I talk about it? Did I play your album on the air?
How did he get the radio job?
Oh, I wonder how. How do you think he kept the radio job? Don't think 3 months ago I didn't have a conversation with Kingston about John's performance.
I'm sure they.
I said, hang in there with the guy. Let him develop a little bit. Maybe he'll be good. He said he's got the name from the show. Maybe something will happen. You were gone 3 months ago, you idiot.
I think you're the only reason he's still on the air.
Well, it doesn't matter to me anymore. I hear the guy's attitude. He's belligerent.
Belligerent.
It all came through.
My attitude is I don't know why.
All came through.
Look, even with the freaking
through.
California thing.
I wonder if
for some reason you have a problem with me.
John, you smoked pot in front of me.
So did Jackie.
I don't care.
Because Jackie's not in the same league as me.
You smoked pot in front of me. Always Jackie. Jackie's different. Jackie.
That's what I'm saying.
Jackie, you know how I'm different? Jackie's different than you.
But why?
You know how the owner of this station pulls me into his office every day and schmoozes with me? You know why he doesn't do that with you? Because you're not me.
Yes.
And you're not Jackie.
You will always be treated differently.
Exactly. But I'm, which is what I don't.
I don't
No,
want
you're treated like John is treated, not like anybody else.
Yeah.
Why call
you think
other
it's
people
fair if
names?
me and Jackie smoke pot by a pool that Howard yells at me? And
how do you know I didn't talk to Jackie about it?
Give me a break. How is that fair?
How do you know I didn't talk to Jackie about it? You don't even know. You don't even know anything about it.
About how you talk to me about it.
I don't want my intern smoking pot and getting. No, you're an intern.
Yeah.
You're my intern. You are my dog.
I'm not your dog.
Do you know what a dog is?
I'm not your dog.
That's what you are. You are my dog. Don't ever forget what you are.
You're a pot-smoking dog.
You're a pot-smoking dog who has to bring his wife every goddamn place he goes.
He's got laundry bills for the baby coming out of, you know, the show's budget.
You know what you did. You know what you did, and you still don't know when it's wrong. You're worried. You're sitting and looking at Jackie. Look at yourself.
No, I don't know why. What gave you this problem with me? Somewhere along the line,
I don't have any problem with you.
You have developed a distaste for me, and I don't know what I did.
You are the one who has stated all the problems so far. You had a problem that I didn't announce your Wings special. I told you 100 times why I did it. I don't care what they did. I had a long history with them of them trying to boss me around. I will not be bossed around by wings.
Well, then I don't know.
This has nothing to do with
then I didn't
you.
know the history.
I allowed you to do wings.
Somebody's got something against you. Why would you assume that?
I have done
Baywatch
nothing.
too?
I have done. Yep. I have done nothing. Baywatch calls me every week. I've read the letters on the air from Baywatch. Have you ever heard them?
Please talk about John.
No, that's not the case.
This guy.
John, I don't owe you a thing.
I'm not saying you owe me anything.
I have promoted. I have taken you and given you a career. No, again, I have no problem with you. You're the one with the complex.
Absolutely right.
Unbelievable complex. You wanted your record promoted? I promoted your record. You wanted your Tony and Tina? You're going to be an actor? I promoted your acting.
Some things you promote and some things you don't. And
that's right.
Yeah.
But you don't give him credit for any of that.
Robin, I've said thanks to Howard so many times.
No, I'm talking about right here on the air today.
You just sat here.
I thank you on my record. I thank you on anything I've done.
I just said, you just said to me that I am against your career.
No, I didn't say my career. I said you're against. You have a personal problem with me.
I don't have any problem.
You said everything I do outside of what you tell me to do. I don't think he told you
that
to
he doesn't like.
So John, I have to allow a Stuttering John book proposal because I have something against you. So I have to prove to you that I don't
mention the book proposal.
Well, I'm mentioning it.
Yeah,
I am mentioning the book proposal. So when you go around with the book proposal, that's because of you that I don't allow it.
I asked you first, and you said
no. You didn't. I caught you. I caught you with your book proposal.
You are rewriting history.
I caught you.
Robin, you were there when I asked him in his office.
I caught you.
That what happened was you were told no, but the wheels were already in motion.
The wheels were done. I told the guy no. Gary, come in as my witness. The guy
told me you stopped me. Stop me if I'm wrong. You told me you had stopped and you were still sending it around.
No, I had stopped as soon as you.
Your representative was doing it.
I would be so stupid to you tell me no and still try and sell a book. Are you nuts?
I see.
I would never do that.
I see. So what you're telling me is
Gary knows the guy who did that.
When I promote something you do, I'm a good guy. If I decide not to promote something you do, I'm a bad guy. I have a problem.
I never said you were a bad guy.
So now I have to
said you have a problem with me.
If I was weak-minded...
Why wouldn't you ask? If you have a question, instead of assuming that he's against you...
Right, I have a problem with you.
Why wouldn't you go to him and talk to him? No, you sit there building up resentment, and then...
It's not resentment.
Let me ask you, you know how many things Gary has come to me and asked if he could do, and I've said no?
And I come to you all the time, too.
No, you don't. Listen to me.
Well, Gary does.
Do you know how many things I have turned down? Do you think I have something against Gary? Do you think I have something against Gary?
No. No.
Do I have something against you?
I think that for some reason...
I see. So in other words, when I turn down... I have something against you, but not Gary. Why do I turn things down that Gary wants to do? Gary had an opportunity to make about 15 grand the other day.
Oh, did you hear the stink when they tried to do that Las Vegas thing? Remember that?
Yeah. What do you think? Why do you think I have something against Gary?
No.
I have something in mind for me and my career and my show and the people who work with me.
I agree.
Sometimes they don't see it that way. Then they get frustrated. They can't make their money. Hey, that's my call.
You're right.
It's got nothing to do with you.
You're right. You've never heard me.
But for some reason, when I do it against you think I'm doing it because I don't like you.
There are certain things that I think that you have a problem with me. You think that I'm doing something conniving.
You spend a lot of time thinking about John.
Yeah, I think about you 24 hours a day.
No, you just think that I'm like doing things behind your back. You have
Oh, not anymore.
No, I'm not. I am not doing anything. But even the book thing, I cannot believe you were going to blame this book thing on me.
You have.
People out there believe you.
Whatever.
And I swear on my mother's life, when you told me what I was allowed to do on that book, I called the guy, said, this is the only things I'm allowed to do. They went and pitched something that I had told them they weren't allowed to, and as soon as I found out, I called them and fired them, and Gary knows this to be true.
So as soon as I found out, you called them and fired them?
No, before you even mentioned it, Robin, I called you over the weekend. Howard hadn't said anything to me. I said, Robin, what am I going to
do is what you said.
No, what am I going to do?
You got caught. You got caught.
I didn't get caught. I swear on my mother's life. I swear on my life, may I die today. As soon as I found out these guys were doing something behind my back, I called Robin and said, what am I going to do? These guys did something behind my back.
So you think, let's get back to it. So you think when I tell you you can't do something...
You still don't believe me? Do you believe me?
No.
Of course.
When you... No, I don't. I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all.
For some reason, you are brainwashed and think that I have done something that I swear on my life.
Maybe I'm brainwashed.
I swear on my mother's life.
It's all right.
That I swear to you.
Your mother's life. Who cares about your mother? Your mother's insignificant.
I think
listen.
Robin believes me. I think Jackie believes me. I think Fred believes me.
I don't think anybody even believes you. I don't think anyone believes you. I think everyone thinks you're lying right now.
Get a lie detector test.
I don't care if there's a lie detector
because I know I'm telling the truth.
I'm telling you.
It kills me that you don't think I'm telling the truth.
I found out you were pitching a book concerning me.
Not concerning you.
Yes.
Never concerning you.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you told me what I was...
Nothing to do with you.
I went and asked you, Howard, could I do a book?
And then if I didn't promote it, would you have been mad at me? Yes. So there you go. How can I win, John, with you?
No, if I did a book...
You think people are asking you to write a book so that I'll promote it? Why do you think they ask you to write a book? Let's analyze it. Why would somebody ask you to write a book?
No, I'm asking you first.
Hold it. Why would somebody ask you to write a book? Why would somebody ask you to write a book?
Because he's brilliant.
Oh, because you think he's a brilliant writer?
Because they're interested in
maybe you could get a few plugs on the show. Do you ever think of that?
The idea of writing the book is to sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
understand
sure they would hope that you would plug it.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So now when I tell you I don't want to plug it because I don't want to have books coming out of the show like this, do you think that I should be allowed to do that? Do you think I have something against you?
And
is that the reason?
That's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm not talking about the book. When you told me what it was to do with the book, I told them no.
Because I don't want a slew of 900 books being promoted? So then when I tell you I don't... So then you get your book deal, and then when I wouldn't promote it, would you go around saying Howard didn't promote it, he has something against me?
No, I'm
not allowed to pick and choose what you can promote on my show?
I didn't say you couldn't.
All right. So did we give you a shot with your record? Do you think we did? Did we give you a shot with your Tony and Tina's wedding?
I didn't say you didn't.
All right. So then when I decide not to promote Wings, does that mean I have something against you?
Put it this way.
I have something... Answer the question.
What?
Do I have something against you because I choose not to promote Wings?
Let me ask you a question.
Do I have something against you when I choose not to promote Wings?
I think that...
Do I have something against you? I've promoted your record. I've promoted your various plays. I've promoted certain things.
Yeah, certain things you do and certain things you don't.
Okay.
But anything...
Why do I do some things and don't do others? Why do you think that? Do you think I dislike you? Is that why?
Yeah.
You think I dislike you?
Yes, I do.
You think so? In other words,
promote anything?
why do I even have you here then?
I think that you know I'm a good guy, but I think that that you still ever since this book thing or something, you think that I would do something.
No. Why did I promote? Why do I promote your album? Why did I promote Tony and Tina's wedding?
Why would he do anything?
Why would I have you on my show?
Because I think with the
Why would I go to Steve Kingston and tell him to keep you here? Why would I do that?
I think that because
I don't like you.
Howard, I don't think you're a bad guy. I haven't said once that I think that you're a bad guy.
So when I didn't promote Wings, I'm a bad guy.
No, I didn't say you were a bad guy.
I don't like you. Is that what it is?
I think that
I didn't promote Wings because I don't like you.
You can agree with me on this. I think that there is something about me on this show that you have a problem with.
I have no problem.
How would I agree with you?
You're a paranoid, hallucinatory person.
And what have I always told you? You're out of your mind.
You're out of your freaking mind.
There you go.
You smoke too goddamn much pot.
That I don't understand.
Of course not.
I don't either.
I just don't get. I'm sorry. I drive a truck for a living, and I can't just go around spurting out that I smoke pot. And it amazes me this guy can get on the radio like it's no big deal.
I don't even mind that he smokes pot. I've smoked pot. Don't go with me to a hotel. He finally gets to go on a road trip.
Finally, we always go on road trips.
He brings 900 people. He's billing all kind of crap to the room. I'm standing around. People are coming up with $500, $600, $700 bills for me to sign.
Well, baby.
He's got 87 visitors.
Howard, please.
Straighten out your business.
Howard,
don't do it around me. You want to go on vacation? Go on vacation.
It was $400, and most of it was everybody on the show.
John, when I take you for a working
trip... Most of it was everybody on the show.
Anything that wasn't, I paid for.
When I take... It wasn't mostly everyone on the show.
Yes,
Do you think Jackie had a higher bill than you?
No, I'm talking about that bill that day was everybody's food and everybody's drink.
I didn't have
but who was everybody?
You, Ralph,
me,
Jackie, Nancy.
I paid my own bill.
Howard, it was all together. I'm telling you, I have your sandwich on the bill. I have it at home.
Yeah, and what about the 7 friends that were with you?
They didn't eat anything.
When you come to visit, when you come to visit California, go do whatever you want. When you come with me on a business trip where you're supposed to be working, come by yourself. Sit
like
by the
I
pool.
always have.
If you get some free time, sit by a pool, enjoy it.
Like I always have.
You want to have a friend over? Have a friend over.
Or have the friend somewhere else.
Right.
Why have it where Howard has to relax?
Well, we weren't near Howard.
He had to have a whole party.
No, Howard,
he'll never get it.
A whole party. We weren't near Howard.
You were sitting over there watching him.
Yeah.
It just seems like Howard, but you created this monster.
Everybody else had
people. I know I did.
Everybody else had people there.
I understand.
Everybody else had people there. It's always about sex.
That's what I'm saying. Why am I the only one?
Who had people there?
Who had people?
Jackie. Jackie's wife's sister was there. His sister's.
I didn't see them.
Yes, you did.
I saw Jackie.
My wife's sister stopped by for about 20 minutes. My wife was out there because she did a TV show. We had reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's Jackie. He's different than you.
I know. I know he is.
He's different.
Wasn't 7 miscellaneous friends.
He sucks me in.
You know he is, but you won't accept.
No, I think.
Why don't you come to me beforehand and say, "Hey, Howard, I'm going to have 30 friends partying with me the entire time.
Don't go to the pool."
It wasn't.
And we're going to be smoking pot in a tent and have security come up and start giving Howard dirty looks because you work with me. You work with me,
Howard.
You're one of my interns.
I'm not an intern.
He's
You're one of my
responsible
interns.
for
He's a
you.
radio personality.
You're like
Thank
a little
you,
boy.
sir. Thank
you
you.
had a chance to prove yourself for once.
Howard, I've been on so many trips and we've never had a problem. One time you didn't like
You know
something I
why?
did.
Because you
then I
always
won't do it
stayed at
again.
someplace else.
Right.
That's not
Which
true.
will always happen. First of all, you're never going on another trip with
Fine,
me again.
fine.
That's number one.
Fine.
You proved yourself. You're
You know
worthless.
why? I'll tell you why. It's
Yeah.
because now he goes to California and he has a radio show back in New York.
Right.
So now he's somebody.
Do you really
now he's
think-
somebody.
Do you really think I would be that way?
Come
Yes,
on, give me a
absolutely.
break. You know,
Absolutely.
It's so not
You
me.
got your promotional
It's
vehicle.
It's so not me, Howard.
All right. Write a book.
It's so not me.
That's right.
Write a book and not put.
Hey, let me ask you something. What do you do?
What
do you do for a living?
He drives a truck.
Okay. Do you bring your pals to work? Well, your
No.
what do you do? You load up the truck with 900 guys?
No.
And your
Howard.
wife?
And you charge the company for
Howard,
their lunches.
we were off
Yeah,
when I
and then
had
what
my
do you do?
pals
And then
there.
do you charge to your room all your bills to your company? What would your boss do as a truck driver?
I wouldn't. I'd be looking for another job.
If there were about 8 friends in the truck with you, and then you stopped off at even a Howard Johnson's,
Yeah.
and then you said, "Hey, since you guys are with me in the truck, what the hell? I'll charge it to my business.
Give it to me. I'll sign.
My boss will pay for this." So tell me something. What kind of reaction would you get?
I would be looking for another job.
Howard, I was
Thank you.
off.
I'll tell you something.
I was
John,
off
you
when
have
my
never
friends
had a real
came.
job.
I was
Wait
off
till the
when my
day you
friends
have to
came.
get
Oh,
one.
I've driven a truck.
He was off.
yeah.
There's no off when we're on a road trip.
What do you mean there's no off? As soon as the show is over, we're off.
No, we're not off. We're
not
out
off.
working.
Oh, really?
You should have been out.
Well, then why?
You should have been out asking celebrities questions if you wanted to make use of your time.
But you were too busy socializing for us to get a hold of it.
Right. Go out and do something special. Bring back a special report.
I've been out there to L.A. on my own business, and I've done questions
All
for
right.
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's ridiculous. See what
So
I'm
when I
saying?
say to the guy, "Hey, you did a bit on the radio today. Wasn't that funny?" He goes, "Oh, you have
resent
something
me."
against me."
No. Two different subjects.
All right.
That's just you not, I don't think that, that you I've been here since I was a kid. I don't think you can see me as an adult.
I see. That's so it's my fault again. I
It's
can't
not
see you
your
as an
fault.
adult.
It's just that's how
It's
it is
impossible.
around
I
here.
see you
It's
as a
like-
child.
You
it's
are
like-
the short-sighted
If you watch,
Oh.
You are the short-sighted
if I watch
So let
Gary
me ask
acting,
you,
if
what
I watch
happened-
Robin acting, it's hard to get
What
used to Robin
happened on
acting because
the-
I know her so well.
What
That's
happened?
what I'm saying.
What
That's
happened?
you.
What happened? That's your problem. I don't have that problem with you.
Well, but
Do you know that Jackie Martling started here?
yeah,
He worked for free.
Yeah.
We didn't pay his parking.
so did I.
Listen.
Okay.
Why could I
never
then
get it, Howard.
why a year later could I make Jackie a full-time staffer and hire him? Because I saw him as an intern when he first started. So why would I now all of a sudden see him indifferently? Because what? Because I have a problem with him because he worked for free?
What are you talking about?
I'm saying he started the same way you do. How come he's a
Let me
full...
grow. He's blowing your argument to crap. That's what
Yeah,
he's doing.
you're telling me that a guy who comes here and
No,
works
but
for free
when
can't
Jackie
be
does his
seen...
stuff outside the show, you goof on him.
Oh, so what's wrong with that?
Because I don't think that you can accept Jackie as a
What? I can't accept Jackie's what?
If Jackie,
a full-time employee here?
If Jackie goes out and does and does something,
Right.
we goof on him.
Yeah.
You know what I
We
mean?
don't.
We all
Howard does.
Yeah.
No, all right. No, I think we all do.
No, you chime in.
Yeah.
Okay, Howard goofs on him. Doesn't really make a difference.
Right.
But
Yes,
when
it
he does
does
stuff
make a
for
difference.
here, he's great. But when he does stuff out there, then we goof on him. What I'm
That's
saying
not
is that when I do
necessarily
something
true,
outside of
John.
the show, it's
Excuse
more
me.
of a target to goof on.
John, your argument has holes in it again. When Jackie, it's exactly the same. When Jackie does something that Howard doesn't think is good for his career or good for the show, Howard rips him a new a-hole.
That's right. Bingo. But no, I don't
If
like
I ever
Jackie,
did
right?
Anything that was positive, he'd tell me.
That's right.
I just
Well, then
haven't
one day
done
he
it
will.
yet.
So you think I don't like Jackie? You must think that's
No,
same
I don't.
logic.
See, I told you there's two different subjects here. That is one. That's just like a fatherly
all right,
figure.
listen.
A fatherly figure trying to accept that.
John, I don't see myself as your father.
I
You're
don't either, but
31.
I'm
I ain't
saying-
that much older than you.
Yeah, well, you're about 15 years older. But all I'm saying is that you.
I'm not 15 years older than you.
14.
How old am I?
44.
I'm 43.
Oh, okay.
All right. So how much? Oh, listen,
12
John.
years.
John, you as the revolutionary young man is not flying anymore. You're 31 years old. You got a wife and a
Well,
kid.
whatever. I'm just saying that.
You're not all that. You're not all
I'm
that
just
hip,
saying that
pal.
I don't think you would accept
You're over the
me
hill.
All right. It's
But
just
that's your thinking.
But then the other thing is,
No one sees you as a kid.
Thinking.
no,
Do
but-
it. John, you've tried to do things outside of the show. They haven't worked out.
no, some have been really good.
Okay. The TV
Wings was
show was
great.
great. Wings was terrific. Everyone's still talking about it. They've never seen acting. In fact, they're talking about developing a sitcom for you out on the coast. I just talked to you about it.
Good.
Yeah. Do whatever you want from now on. Just don't ask me to promote it. And
I don't
stay
ask you
away
to promote
from me. Stay away from me, because now I don't like you.
When have I asked you to?
That's all right.
I don't ask you to promote.
All right. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Did I come up to you and say, please promote Wings?
I'll see you. You just told me I've got an agenda against you because I didn't promote Wings.
No, ever since this book.
Sorry, I have a career.
I'm doing something behind you.
I have a career that I am not going to allow you to rule.
Let me ask you one question.
If I don't want to promote Wings for my reasons,
let me ask you one question.
I'm not gonna.
Let me ask you one question.
And there's lots of things I don't promote of other people around here. Ask Gary. I don't let him do a lot of stuff.
Could I ask you one question?
Because I don't want to be involved with it in even a peripheral way.
Could I ask you a question?
And it has nothing to do with whether I like Gary or not.
Did I ask you to promote Wings?
Yes.
No, I did not ask you. I never asked you. I never asked you to promote Wings.
Thank you. All right, you're done now. You're done. I've heard all your arguments. They're weak. Go ahead.
Yeah, of course.
Goodbye. Go back and sit there and smoke pot. Goodbye.
Smoke pot.
Goodbye. Because you're paranoid. Go ahead. Leave.
Howard,
you're out.
You're out. This room was not paranoid.
Goodbye. You're out. You're out of the room.
All right.
We played your game.
All right, so let me ask you a question.
I heard your arguments. They were weak.
Oh, yeah? So let me ask you a question.
You're a weak arguer.
Oh, I don't think so.
All right, whatever.
It doesn't matter because he doesn't listen to you.
I
listen to everything you say.
Your problem in life is, and this is why you won't succeed.
Okay.
You don't listen to people.
I am listening to you, and all I'm saying is it not true that you still do not believe me on this book thing?
That's correct.
Exactly.
That is
correct. And since you don't believe me on this book thing, you think that I am a conniving guy because you think I did something behind your back.
No, I don't. I think it was one instance. Wings had nothing to do with that.
No, but I'm saying...
Wings, listen to me carefully. Wings had nothing to do with it.
All right, but did the book thing leave a bad taste in your mouth?
Yes.
See, and even though I tell you the truth, it still to this day leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Wouldn't affect any of my future decisions.
Well,
it left a bad taste in my mouth, but if I tell you I haven't thought about it until you just brought it up right now, I would
You always bring it up. You brought it up when you called me at home about the LA thing. You brought it up.
No, I didn't.
You did too.
I only think about it when you screw up.
Exactly.
That's right.
But
it's a laundry list of things that you do.
I'm asking you to believe me and realize I would never do something like that.
Good.
But I wouldn't do it.
Listen to me. I don't care about that. Don't tell me that I have something against you when I don't promote Wings. I don't have to promote anything.
I know you don't.
There are some things I will promote, and there's some things I won't. The things that impact my career, I will not promote. Now, whether you understand that or not, I don't care. But if you're going to tell me I have something against you, you must be high on drugs. If there's anybody, your parents have done less for you than I have.
Howard,
goodbye. Now you're done.
Fine.
Now you're done.
I know you've done things for me.
But
all I'm saying,
dismissing you.
All right, but let me just ask you a question.
I want you out of here.
All I'm saying is that this whole book thing, you obviously
I told you I don't care about the book thing.
Robin, he does. You know he does because you bring it up every time.
I told you I don't believe you, but I don't care. I would have fired you if it really bothered me.
Well, you know what? All I'm just trying to say is, Howard, I'm not lying to you. The truth.
Gary, call the police. I can't get this intruder out of here.
I don't know why Gary hasn't come in because Gary knows the guy who did the thing, and the guy's told him that wasn't my fault.
All right. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Howard, God bless.
Here come the police. Here come the police please, Gary, get the police. He won't leave me. Leave my side.
John keeps yelling for me to come in. I'm not coming down on you. I don't know. You told me all I know is what you told me.
Well, the guy told me that he told you.
I don't have inside information. In other words, John came to me and told me.
Right.
And
I called you that weekend.
I don't care about the book.
Before he even said anything, I called you and said, "Yeah, this is what happened."
Put it behind you. I'm telling you, Gary, is there not a million times a week that I've turned down things that you are not allowed to promote, or variously not even do?
Right. No, absolutely.
Various things I have told you cannot do.
Yeah, and we've
is that true?
And we've sort of gotten to the point, I feel, for me, that there are things that I turn down that you don't know about.
That you understand.
Howard,
John hasn't figured it out.
You have developed this paranoia in me. There are things that I have.
Paranoia.
I've developed a paranoia.
There are things that I haven't been invited to. I'm always the cutoff.
What haven't you been invited to? I played cards the other night. Who do I invite? I invite John.
It was very nice.
What are you not invited to?
What I don't invite you to?
It's just whatever.
What are you not invited to? What slight have you suffered?
What have you not been invited to?
I'm the cutoff man.
What have you not been invited to?
John's upset because when you say things like the inner circle or the guys and stuff, you say,
what has he not been invited to? Give me a specific.
That I'm not sure.
What is it, John? Let's hear what you've been sliding.
I know that his big thing is like if we talk about going to scores, when it get it's like me, you,
He's
Jack,
always gone to every score.
But then when you get to John, you go, I don't know about John.
Right.
There obviously is something he wasn't invited to.
What weren't you invited to?
It upset me a little bit.
What was that?
A certain party that you had that I wasn't invited to.
What party?
A certain party you had.
I know what he's talking about.
Oh, I would never invite you to that.
Again, I was a cutoff man.
Yeah.
And
no, you weren't. There were a lot of people cut off. If I invited you, I'd invite a lot of other people.
I guess it hurts.
I didn't want a business party.
That's John's point. John doesn't want to be seen as those other people. He thinks, I know who the other people are.
If you compare me to Gorilla one more time, give me a freaking break.
Gorilla was more important to me.
Fine. This is what I mean.
Gorilla is
nothing
as loyal
against Gorilla,
as can be.
But I've been here for a lot longer than him.
If Gorilla tomorrow needed anything promoted, it would be promoted.
Of course.
What do you think of that?
Of course.
Because you know why?
You have no idea
He's
what
a human being.
You just put
and I'm not a
He's a human being.
And I'm not a human being.
You're not. You don't appreciate what people do for you.
Howard, I appreciate everything you've done
Can't
to me.
do enough for John.
I said it
Can't do enough.
on
Didn't promote wings.
occasions.
Didn't promote wings.
No,
whatever John does, you got to promote.
No, I'm asking you why.
What you do for everybody else and what happens.
But what I've done for him doesn't count. There's no double standard. It's only in your head.
No, it's not in my head.
You know what your problem is? You're comparing yourself to other people.
Compare yourself to Gary. How many things have I told you, Gary, that you can't do? And Gary now gets it.
But you don't know about that.
Can I tell you something that you don't even know about?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Something that you don't even know about.
Right.
That I knew I would never dream of asking you about.
Right.
I was offered a substantial amount of money. When I say substantial, I mean $400,000 to $500,000.
Go ahead. I'll take it.
To write a book about the inner workings of this show.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I know that's not going to fly.
Right.
I know I can't.
You know how many things I've turned down?
That's a lot of money.
Right.
You know how many things I've turned down for a lot of money?
But take $500,000.
Gary, let's make it simpler. Let's make it so that's an obvious. How many times have there been appearances where they wanted to pay you $15,000 in that area of money to appear, and I've said to you, no?
Well,
how many times?
I know what your feeling is.
How many times have I let you appear somewhere and I wouldn't promote it on the air because I told you that should be a commercial?
But again, one of those things that I know is if sometimes people will call here and say, and they call from a company and they ask for your agent.
Right.
Then like a week later they call and ask for me.
Right.
And I know that's not something you want to be involved in because they wanted you first.
Right.
Howard, I've turned down a lot of things for a lot of money. Trust me.
Good. Good. Now you're starting to learn.
I know what you want me to do, and I try to do the best thing for you.
Name one you turned down.
All right, Weird Science, a television show.
Now, why would you turn that down?
Because they wanted me to, be like a Stuttering John thing. I said that no, I only do that, for Howard.
Well, good. Then now you're learning.
They just asked me to do a computer show.
Now, why do you think I don't want you to do
Microsoft.
that? Why do you think I don't want you to do that?
Because I am Stuttering John for this show.
No, wrong.
I ask questions for this show. You created
when you ask questions, no, wrong. When you ask questions for this show,
it's funny.
It's funny.
I don't want to water it down.
Go ahead, Gary. Tell him what the answer is.
I'll tell you this.
No. Let me Gary tell you. What is the answer, Gary?
When John asks questions for this show, they're written by you guys.
Right.
It's your material.
Right.
Now somebody who doesn't understand the show is going to write Stuttering John type questions that are not going to be funny.
And then John goes on 20 shows. He's unfunny on every show. And then I go, you know what? I don't even want to use John.
That's not true.
That is the God's honest truth.
No, I haven't been on 20 shows.
No, I'm saying that there's a reason you haven't been on because I stop you.
In fact,
believe me, you would be. You don't even know what you're doing.
I turned down so much stuff.
You turned it down because I tell you to turn it down.
I just turned down a Microsoft computer show.
Why do you think you do it?
$1,000 a week.
Why do you do it?
Because I said no.
Why do you turn it down?
Because it was going to be like a sexual reality. I go, you know what? Howard talks about sex all the time. I'm not going to do it.
What? Well, that's stupid.
I'll tell you something I just turned down.
Yeah.
I was asked to do a public service announcement that would have run on ABC television here in New York for charity.
Right.
But my feeling is I'd rather save that. I don't want to be on television all the time. I'd rather save that for a charity that specifically I want to get involved with. You know,
no, here's the reason you turned it down. I'm going to explain to you why you turned it down. I don't want to see Baba Booey. Right. The same way David Letterman's that guy he never has on, and Larry Bud Melman, ruined. If I see Baba Booey on a PSA looking like a douchebag, then Baba Booey is useless to me, and I got to fire a guy I like, a guy who I think is funny.
And it changes the tone.
And it's the same with John. If John is going out and doing some funny shtick here, then he goes on some late-night show, which I wouldn't promote. The reason I didn't promote it is because John wasn't funny on it. I used to sit there and go, I hate him so much on this show. It is so unfunny.
So did I.
That it's going to ruin John for this show.
I didn't like it either.
Thank God nobody saw it.
Yeah, so if you think that that's not having your best interest at heart, you're insane. Now, I'm done with you. I'm done with this discussion. You're finished. Goodbye.
Fine.
That's it.
Actually,
now you maybe understand.
Howard, we actually have to be done because we have a guest waiting.
Who's the guest? Crackhead Bob?
But we have to get Crackhead Bob out before Pamela Lee comes.
Oh, yeah, Pamela Lee's coming. All right. John, go back there and think about what I've said and see if you can't figure it out.
He won't be able to figure it out. He only heard himself.
No, I hear what you're saying, Howard, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, here's the final word. Here's Melrose Larry Green. Hi, Larry.
John, get a pencil out right now and a piece of paper. You need mood control drugs.
He's been on him.
I've been on him. It didn't work.
What, you took Thorazine?
I took everyone.
Triphenobarbital, Dilantin.
Really?
Vicodin?
Is this from experience, Larry?
Yes.
All right. Well, then I don't want to take it if you
guys
took it.
opening up to you.
John, you need it. You need it badly because you're a good guy. I've had a lot of good times with you, John, but I know when you're not taking your medication.
Thank you. Renee, go ahead.
This is.
No, I'm just letting people talk. Go ahead. Yes, thank you. Go ahead.
Totally.
Yes, Renee. Hello. Well, there, you're lucked out. Renee's not there.
Good.
Hello, Renee? Too bad. She was a black woman who's had a hard time finding a job. She wants to know what your problem is.
Howard, well, I guess it just all comes down.
All right, we're going to take a break now. I've got to take a break, Robin.
No way
you haven't forgiven me for certain things you think I've done.
This is not happening, so who needs to talk to you anymore?
Your arguments are weak. There isn't a person who agrees with you.
Of course not.
Of course not. Of course not, because you're an ingrate. I told you that.
Nothing has been done for you on this show.
I've never said nothing's been done for me. Gary, have I said something that's been done for me?
We're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
It's a joke.
It's not a joke.
Yes, it is.
It's the truth. All right, now go back and be my dog.
I'm not your dog.
Go back and
I'm not your dog.
Go back and do my bidding.
All right.
So, John,
what?
You think you finally got it?
It's fine, Gansey.
That was a pretty big argument, though.
Yeah, I feel certain things do bother me. You know, I don't. It's ever since the book thing happened, he obviously thinks I did something behind his back when I really didn't. As soon as he told me what he wanted, I called the guy, the agent, and said, "It's the only way I can do a book is if I don't do this and I don't do that." And I don't even know if I have a book if I can't do that. And he goes, "All right." Then the next thing I know, I get a proposal sent to my house a week later, and the proposal is just what I told the guy that I wasn't allowed to do. I called the guy. I go, "What are you guys nuts?" I told you. I go, "I hope this didn't go anywhere." He goes, "No, it didn't." I go, "Well, I'm done. I told you guys I didn't want to do this." And then he told me the guy, the agent, had sent it to a publisher, this proposal. I went, "Are you kidding me?" Call the guy up and go, "Dude, I told you I couldn't do this." I go, "You're fired." I fired him. Then I realized, I was like freaking out because I knew I was going to hear about it on this guy after I told him that they shouldn't do it. So then I called, I called Robin and said, "Robin, what am I going to do?" I totally got douched here.
So you think that still from that Howard doesn't like you, and that's why he's always down on you?
No, the one thing seriously, the one thing that came out of all of this is I'm surprised that you think Howard doesn't like you. That's a poor choice of words.
No, I think he doesn't trust me. I think he thinks that I would do things behind his back. That's what I think. And I don't think you would totally disagree with that. I don't think anybody here would. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't think he's any harder on you than he is on us when it comes to this stuff. The truth of the matter is, I think that you ask more often.
I don't think so.
You certainly do than I do, because I know, like I said, there's things that I know not to ask about. The two Rosses that riding the crap out of me about this PSA, and I go, "What for? We're not making any money off it. I know he doesn't want me on TV. I don't want to ask him about it."
I've turned down MTV twice. I've turned down Wee Magazine. I've turned down.
Wait a second. The same with being in the Bloodhound Gang video. The Bloodhound Gang wanted me to be in the video.
He would have let you do that.
And I knew he wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I didn't ask him.
But I know but that's what I'm saying. Wings wasn't a bad thing. I mean, I don't see how that could be construed as something that would be a bad thing. I didn't play Stuttering John. Listen, I went to school for film and television. I don't have a problem with sitting here and like doing this, and doing the mail and doing whatever I do here, and I enjoy it. You know what I mean? If it was between that and go in there and get berated, I'd much rather do this.
So, all right, give me your final thoughts. I mean, what's the outcome? What have you learned from this?
West 57th Street.
To break Howard's Walkman so he doesn't listen to me when my radio show. Listen, I admit it. Jackie definitely contributes, more than me to this show. I don't deny that. Right. I mean, I would never say that, but I didn't know that smoking pot at a pool, there was a correlation between how much each guy contributes to the show, meaning, how much, less trouble that
you can get into.
They're gonna, it's like if me and Jackie got arrested, but because Jackie gave more to the PBA than I did, he would get off.
Right.
And I don't understand that.
So what do you think's going to happen from all this? Do you think that Howard's going to be? I mean, he sort of kicked you out at the end there, and sort of a little angry. Still.
It was a great bit for radio. It was a great bit for television. I think he knows that. I think I know that. I don't think he's upset about the last hour that just, you know, had went on, because let's face it, it was good radio.
I think that John believes that Howard's got this grudge against him for the book incident. And, you know, but you know how John can get. He's very paranoid, and he can totally magnify something that is small or isn't there. So I think he's overreacting to that. But I think, you know, mostly Howard was just, you know, busting on him. And then, you know, when you got somebody in that seat, the more you can see that you're genuinely getting to them, the more you just, you know, you hammer away.
Yeah, and he was saying that, like, at one point he was, I guess, trying to get you to come to his defense or help him out.
He told me that some guy that was involved with the project told me the whole story, but I genuinely don't remember it. And, you know, so I wasn't going to run in there because I wasn't going to say I spoke to some guy, because I didn't remember speaking to some guy. And the truth is I still don't remember speaking to that guy.
So how do you think it all ended? Do you think it ended well, or is John, like, sort of just burning a bridge? Or?
Well, it's, you know what, it's always entertaining when it's not you. You know, so I've been there before. I come out of there really bummed out. But when it's not you, when you're not in the hot seat, it's so obvious how Howard's manipulating you. You know, and Howard was playing him like a piano, and he let him. You know, when you let Howard do it, you know, then it's your own fault.
Hey, good morning, everybody. What's happening, baby? And we are back live. That's right. A lot of people upset that I took vacation last week.
They are.
A lot of people can't live without me. I understand it. Welcome to the world's greatest radio show.
I'm going to get you some voicemails. I saved some of my favorite angry voicemails.
Right.
People thought that our Las Vegas trip
was a vacation.
Was on vacation.
Right. Oh, that was not a vacation. I had to go decompress, like go to a sanatorium for a week before I could even come back here. I was so aggravated in Vegas.
It's a lot of work to
well, never say it's work, because the guy in a garbage truck's going to go, you guys call that work?
But still,
drinking.
It's not manual labor.
Right.
But it is a lot of stress. There's an effort to put it together.
Yeah, especially when you got a general manager who will not, you know, I am never doing what we call a road trip again.
Oh, is that it?
That's it. It's over, dude. Dog. Unless they get rid of Tom Chisano. I love when things are going completely haywire. Tom will come over and go, is everything okay?
Yes, thank you.
And I found out, you know, the problem is not with putting together the content. That's fine. We have no problem doing it. It's work, but who cares? That's what we're here to do. We're here to make you laugh. Well, my general manager buys the crappiest equipment when we go on the road. And I don't know how he figures he's going to get away with it, and I'm not going to know about it. Bottom line, and this is true.
Okay.
The audio equipment that we had was so substandard that in fact, the audio company he hired to help us, they said, listen, for $8,000, we can give you, you know, top shelf equipment. Tom went, no. And the poor guy had to go to his basement where he had some old crap.
Just whatever he had down there.
Whatever he had down there.
I wondered, it was awful.
Yes.
It was the worst it has ever been.
Tom had to save money on the equipment, and then I'm going crazy all week, banging my head into the wall because we're having trouble getting the audio up. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, well, I'm not doing any more trips.
Yeah, if he can't afford it, we shouldn't leave the studio.
Well, his bottom line is he's got to make money on the trip, which is good, but at what
cost?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you got to spend a little bit. And I know he never sees it this way. He's going to come in and tell you some other cock and bull story, but that's the bottom line.
I have never I couldn't hear anything.
I know.
The audience couldn't hear anything.
No.
The guests couldn't hear anything.
No.
We couldn't hear each other. I was sitting next to you and I could not hear you.
I couldn't interview anybody. So it's over. The party's over. And if anybody hears me say, let's go to Vegas,
we'll stop.
Lock me up. Put me up in a straitjacket. Unbelievable. But we, you know what? Everybody loved the shows, and I'm glad. Got great feedback. People loved the road trip to Vegas.
Really?
But,
that's a shame that there won't be another one.
Not the way it goes. I mean...
The worst equipment failure for me was I was already bogged down by being disgustingly overweight for the basketball game, but they put 2 mics on us that were useless.
Oh,
which I couldn't get Scott to put up during the game.
Well, I can tell you why.
They were just holding me down.
The reason why you couldn't get Scott to put him up during the game was because the communication system that we had outside, the one inside, that didn't work outside. That was a different one, but nobody switched our packs.
Oh, my God.
So I was flailing my arms at Scott, and, you know, when he stares down...
There was more arm flailing going on during that broadcast, and me, like, in front of the audience, just making horrible, grimacing faces. I know. And then when Tom comes over during commercial, everything okay? Yeah. I look at him with a straight face, and I go, Tom, everything's great. Because what good is it?
Yeah, I mean, you're in the middle of it.
Yeah. And I totally hold him responsible.
And then you know what's another weird voicemail I got that was picking on you for something ridiculous? A fan left a voicemail, and he said he got to the Hard Rock, but he couldn't get near the broadcast. And you are such a jerk, and you should be nicer to your fans. In the meantime, almost every other commercial break, you got up and went and talked to the fans.
Yeah, but the point is, the setup is so bizarre that I understand why people would be upset. And I can't control it. I mean, I don't have control over that. I rely on other people to create a atmosphere. And I said beforehand, we got to have audio that the audience can... Well, how... You know.
Yeah, they were bored. They were bored by us 5 minutes in.
Yeah, because I can't do a show for people who can't hear.
Yeah, they're standing there with nothing happening.
And 3 days in a row.
And then at certain points, I was interviewing Henry Hill. The audience just was yelling out, rat, 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 and not even hearing what he was saying.
But it was 3 days in a row of you going to talk to somebody who was 25 feet away from you, and them going, what?
Yeah.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, every minute. What?
And I said,
but that doesn't bother anyone.
I said, we got to put the speakers there. Scott goes, they are there.
Well, yeah, but then they can't
Nobody
work.
bothered to turn them on.
Well, no, they turn them on and get feedback, so you can't use them.
But I don't...
Well, then, yeah.
You go to rock concerts, they got audio. I blame Tom. I hold him totally responsible.
See, I don't know that I blame Tom so much.
I do.
blame our engineering department.
Well, but Tom has seen us do this 2 times in the past.
Well, that's true.
I've sat and told him that the broadcasts don't sound right. He's got to handle this. I don't know how to do it. And the guys say to him, here's an $8,000 bill. He goes, it's too much.
This is what it costs to do a live broadcast.
Yeah. Well,
you can't do that.
Now it costs $0 because I'm never doing it again. And that's the bottom line. I'll do it when Tom leaves. And I get a real general manager in here who doesn't undermine me. You know.
All he wants is for you to do the road trip, and then he tortures you. He tortures all of us.
He thinks because I have a nice room, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I don't care about the room. You could stick me in a goddamn box. Just make the broadcast sound good. And that'll be my reward.
When you sit there for several hours wondering what you're doing.
Yeah, and I saw your pool table in the room. Looked like you got a lot of use out of it.
Yeah, I needed that. I got the Frank Sinatra treatment in Vegas. But the shows ultimately came off well, and tonight they air on E.
You'll get to see.
Yeah, I've been waiting since we left for tomorrow night. Because tomorrow night, Artie plays basketball, and I thought that was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
I'm just going to watch the first 18 minutes of that.
Lee, you're on the air.
Yeah, hey, all right. There was some cool shows there in Vegas. I went out there, but one minor quibble. It's kind of difficult to hear in the casino there because of the din.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't have a casino open with us doing a broadcast and not have the live audience hear us.
Right.
So I decided early on to discard that thought that I would somehow broadcast to the people in the casino.
Yeah, we had to pretend they weren't there.
Yeah, I had to pretend they weren't there, and I had to, make sure that the people at home got a good broadcast.
Right.
That was my decision, but, I wasn't going to sit there and attempt to fix the equipment once I hit the stage.
Yeah. Hey, Howard, what does the guy do? I moved to Oklahoma. I can't hear the show anymore.
Yeah, well, you know what? This show would have been on in every city in the country if not for, I guess, our FCC problems years ago. And it's so ridiculous. They put together an ad campaign saying, times have changed. And any television you watch, I mean, I'm talking about network television and music and film.
Yeah, it's all out there.
It's all out there, but they're still blaming Howard Stern for every problem in the world, and it's just bizarre. So Oklahoma probably thinks, some program director says, hey, I can't take the controversy.
Right. Yeah, I can't imagine what we could be doing now that isn't being done by everybody.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many Howard Stern imitators, I can't imagine that it would be wrong to have us on in Oklahoma.
Yeah, if you could put me on hold for the rest of the show, I'd be grateful.
I certainly will do that.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Wow.
That's what you want. I hope I do a good show. Wow.
That's dedication.
Yeah, Pat, you're on the air.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, sorry about your problems with the air, but just blame Tom. But anyways, I was out in Vegas for the basketball game, and already played good, but I'd rather talk about Beth.
You saw Beth?
Yes, I did.
Ah.
And she saw me.
And?
She wanted you? Did she
couldn't take her eyes off of me.
I got to tell you, dude, it was difficult to talk to her at the pool and not stare at her. It was difficult.
Really? Because, you know, I thought everyone was being kind of cool.
We were. But,
you guys are good actors.
You're my boss. Believe me, if you weren't there, I'd have been salivating.
Really?
She looked great.
Yeah. Yeah.
She looked tremendous.
And she doesn't strut, you know. She just looks great sitting there.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, I can't wait to talk about the pool seat at the Hard Rock. It's funny, too, because there were a couple of guys that we work with I caught, like, just staring at Beth. You actually weren't one of them.
No, you
were pretty good at it.
Yeah, I mean, you're a leer, so
guys,
restrain yourself.
Guys we work with.
I had to put up a wall early on. I got to tell you, I got to put up a wall because I could leer at her all day.
Oh, that's funny. There were a couple of people. I know there were a couple of people though who I work with who were pretty obvious about it. Made me a little uncomfortable.
Really?
Who? Come on. You got to tell me.
I don't want to say.
Oh, come on!
Who?
Don't bring us all the way here and then drop us.
Just mouth it again. Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, that's a whole nother situation.
Oh dear, what's going on here? Are we just going to be cryptic all morning? This is so broad.
I know that John leers at her, but that's John. He's straight up about it.
I don't even think John was that bad.
I mean, I didn't see it this time, but he says he has.
You got used to John's leering.
Yeah.
John was busy taking off his sweaty socks at the pool.
Oh.
I'm into some bizarre scene when I go to Vegas where, like, Ronnie and Joe follow me everywhere.
Yeah.
And even when I go down to the pool, those guys park a chair, like, like they...
And do they have pool attire, or are they still...
No, they're in their clothes.
Black jeans, black shoes, and black T-shirts.
Yeah, Ronnie would... How about my security team letting me get pummeled by that guy? That's a whole other story I got to tell.
Can I just tell you one thing?
Well, all that's going to change. Trust me. I was livid.
I bet.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? Like, you're supposed to have security, right? But
yeah.
You were the easiest guy to find in the whole place because I just looked for a trail of huge men in black shirts.
Huge men.
I would always find them.
But Joe and Ronnie combined aren't taller than me.
Not those two. The other guys that were with you.
Yeah.
But I just looked for the black shirts. I could always find you at the pool.
Yeah.
Just look for a bunch of guys in black
I know.
But it's so
I even said, at one point
Why
I said
not
to...
put up a sign?
One time I said to Ronnie and Joe, you know what? There's a Chinese dude watching me. It's okay, you guys can go off. Meaning, hint, hint, don't sit right on top of me and Beth when we're having, when we're relaxing.
Right.
But they don't pick up on it. They just sit there. So, I mean, every time I went down to the pool, I had to, I felt like the President of the United States. Like 16 guys around me.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, it sounds like you're President Bush.
Yeah.
But if I didn't know...
I spent my vacation, well, if you want to call it a vacation, my downtime in Vegas with Ronnie and Joe staring at me. And that was very comfortable.
Although, remember the one time you did try to walk around the pool? That took about 10 seconds before you had to bail on that.
Right. Well, it tried.
Oh, you left them and walked?
Well, when I go to the pool at the Hard Rock, it's a great scene. Everyone's partying. It looks like spring break.
It is cool.
So I said, man, I just want to go down there and sit down and hang out. Because what they do is they put me in a whole other section of the pool where I'm by myself.
Right, you're not at the pool.
Yeah, it's not fun,
Are you really near the pool, or are you up on that other level?
I'm up on that other level, all the way back.
You're in a tent about a mile away from the pool.
I'm almost in my room.
You're camping.
Yeah, I'm like in my bathtub. So I said, I'll just go down. Well, Jesus Christ, people start taking pictures, they're jumping on top of you. It's very nice. People are happy to see me, but you can't sit down there by the pool.
You can't really relax.
Holy cow, it gets crazy. So, I don't know, there was some sort of overkill going on. Ronnie, Joe, the Chinese security guy.
I never saw the Chinese.
So, just put the Chinese guy there, and everybody, because he seems to just sort of disappear a little bit. It's,
How'd you end up doing gambling, Howard?
Oh, I lost. I'll tell you what, though.
What?
My most fun was right when I was leaving Vegas. I went to Arizona after Vegas for vacation. Went for like 3 days. As I'm leaving, I said, I love this craps. I just learned how to play craps. And
I never even saw the craps table.
I love this game, craps. But it wasn't that much fun because I kept losing. I go down, And I'm looking for Artie, and there's a whole thing, too, because they have to section off a special table for us because, like, 10,000 people want to play. I said, screw this. I'm going to go down and play with a bunch of guys. You know, like, guys in the casino.
The people.
People. Not Artie. So I get there, and there's this guy who looked like the scariest mother effer you ever saw. He's rolling the dice. It looks like he's down to his last penny. I put down some dough. Not a lot of money, because I don't know what I'm doing with craps.
Right.
I put down some money. This guy rolled for over a half hour.
It's always fun.
Hitting numbers and money coming in.
You're winning?
For that round, I won like $1,000.
Wow.
Like betting $5. So you can imagine what kind of roll this was.
Oh, I'm telling you.
You see, I came in the middle of it, and
he won.
I won like $400. I was there halfway through the guy's roll.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like Monopoly. You put some money down on this table
You're
all over,
make some money.
and money just starts rolling in. Like, holy cow.
Well, how in the heck, where does it end?
You got to let me teach you how to play craps.
Oh, please. You know what? I have to say,
that's
Artie,
our ticket out of here.
Artie actually won me money.
Yeah, thank you, Robin. That's right.
Doing what?
That last night we were there, that Friday night.
Yeah.
Or Thursday night. I went down, we all were hanging out together, and then you guys went down to play, and we stayed at that show. And then I came down. You guys had already gone. Artie had just lost his last chip.
Yeah, this is what happened. I lost all my money.
Right.
Yeah, Artie was cleaned out.
Right.
And I happened to still have the chips from when we had High Pitch Eric and Beetlejuice play first, and I had like $200 worth of chips. So I handed them to Artie and said, no, play these. I got to get rid of them anyway. Artie sat down and immediately made me $800.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doing what, craps?
No, blackjack.
Wow, that's lucky. But I tell you one thing, I don't know what they're doing at the Hard Rock, but you can't win a hand of blackjack over there.
Blackjack was
Holy
rough.
mackerel.
It was rough over there. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's why I thought he'd just immediately lose it and I could walk away. He sat down and immediately drew a blackjack.
Wow.
Hey, Artie, did you come home with nothing? Did you lose all your money?
I ended up down about $5,000.
Wow.
Because I tell you,
Artie, he was winning.
I was up $5,000.
I got to tell you, when me and Artie went to see Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been hysterical.
Wait till you hear this friggin' story.
Oh, boy,
I got stories for you. I got stories for you.
Artie was like a member of the Rat Pack at one point. When he was up, he was walking around, and he owed me $250 from the basketball game, and Artie just had hundreds, peeling them off. So I go, he whips off 200s, and then he whips off another 100. I go, Artie, 250. He goes, buy me lunch sometime. You know what I mean?
Yeah. High roller.
Give me change.
Yeah. Don't even give me change at 100.
You know what? I got to take a break, but I got so much to talk about.
Yeah, I want to hear about you at Siegfried and Roy.
Oh, yeah. And then you got to tell the story.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, bro?
Thanks a lot, man.
Okay, hey, later.
What story does Gary have to tell?
I just want to thank Gary for hiding his leering of Beth. I didn't even notice you were leering.
I was in my mind. I was like Jimmy Carter. I was lusting after her in my heart.
I was pretty sure on the plane ride down guys were leering, but Beth was the only
how
chick.
did you manage that? Because she's so close and you're there for hours.
I don't know. I should have locked her in the room.
The thing with her is like there's nothing to be like. I could cut her out of my leering if she made me angry. Like if she was strutting around acting like a slut or something, I'd be like, she's just one of those. But she's so damn nice.
But it's weird going out with a hot chick like this because. Like she went into the park yesterday, and then when she comes back to stories of 50 guys who try to pick her up.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
yeah, that's nuts, right? I mean, it's got to be
every step is another pickup.
Yeah.
What are the... Just guys in general? There's all sorts of things?
Yeah, just like she was with the dog, and like the guy sits down next to her on the bench. He goes, excuse me, he said, this dude who looked like Brad Pitt comes over.
Wow.
And like he goes,
that's a little bit of competition.
Yeah. I said, well, why don't you go with him? Are you crazy?
He's no fun.
I might go with Brad Pitt. Yeah, he's stupid.
Yeah, but you could stand it for a minute.
Yeah. So he's like, are you available?
Oh. Guys say the stupidest things in there with a pretty girl.
Yeah.
They can't help it. They just get real dumb.
But it doesn't help with the dog, because the dog's beyond, oh, what a nice dog. Are you available?
Right. But then they have to do that stupid thing.
Yeah.
Did you watch that movie, The Real Cancun?
Not yet, no.
Because that's what they do is everyone's mic'd, and the guys get drunk, and they just try to pick up girls, and, they don't realize that they're mic'd, that it's just really funny.
Oh, good, yeah, I got to watch
that.
They
lay down all their crap lines.
I heard that didn't make any money, that new movie, The Real Cancun or something.
It turns out The Real Cancun didn't make money, like $2 million, but X-Men was the 4th largest opener here in the United States, and worldwide made $150 million the first weekend. $150 million.
Wow.
Wow, there you go.
$86 million in the States. But they did something unusual. They opened it in Europe and here at the same time.
Yeah, I know that when Rebecca was here, she was like, it was opening in 80-something countries.
That's right. So it made $150 million. And it's a good movie. You haven't seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
Terrific. Really, really well done for, one of those kind of superhero movies.
Yeah.
It's just top-notch.
I was just watching Spider-Man again this weekend.
I think Rebecca's calling in this morning, or am I wrong about that?
She was gonna, and they didn't call me back.
Probably, the movie's too big. They were like, we really don't need...
On Wednesday, they wanted her to call in. By Friday, they're like,
we don't need you. You guys suck.
You little bitch.
Old dirty bastards coming in?
Well, I got to talk to you about that, too.
Don't count on it?
You know what?
Dirt Dog?
He's got so much stuff going on. Yeah. I heard that he can't leave the house till a certain time for some reason, but he's got to be at some class. So his window of opportunity is supposed to be from, 8:30 to 9. And I told him, if you get here after, 8:35, don't come.
Right. Okay, so let's see if he shows up.
But they have a whole bunch of stories where he can't go and where he has to be next.
He's under...
close supervision.
He's probably got an ankle bracelet.
I don't know what's going on.
Track him.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. There's tons to talk about. When we get back, let's reconvene. But right after these words...
We'll try to find that out for sure. Get an exclusive right here for Squared Circle for next week, baby. So definitely you want to tune in to that. Let's go back to the lines. Howie, step up to the plate.
Hey, black guy, are you going to see private parts with a white woman?
Okay, I guess we got Baba Booey, Dookie Doody, Howdy Doody to you, too. I'll tell you what, let's go a little bit further with this. What else you got, brother? He couldn't hang with the man, with the plane, the shadow man. I said this once, and I only say it this way. You can fool me once, in which you didn't fool me, but you caught me off guard. But you'll never fool me again, my friend. So do your best, take your best shot, but you'll never, ever be able to fool me again.
Howard Stern Show.
Howard Stern is not known for his subtlety.
All right. We're back. We're live. I'll read the email, some of which is devoted to the fact that we shouldn't take a vacation, which I think is a very nice compliment, by the way. I don't take offense at that. I think it's great that people in my audience don't want me to leave. They love me so much. And Lord knows I need to be loved. Constantly. All right, just a couple of quick things, because this is some of the mail I received while I was gone and some articles and things. But I got this guy who forwarded this to me, I guess from the AintItCoolNews.com website, that this guy saw Matrix 2. And, everyone's talking about X-Men and how well it did. It was a great movie. I saw it. I loved it. But the next big movie, evidently, is Matrix 2, because this guy says it is totally ass-kicking great movie. Like the guy, I know it's one guy's review, but somehow he got to see it early. I wish I was one of these people.
Well, this is the exciting movie season, so I'm looking for some blockbusters.
And I'll read you this thing. Jim Jamity Jesus Krispy Kreme Christ.
Wow.
On a twat rocket. This movie blew me apart and put me back together.
Well, that's what the first one did, so I'm hoping.
Only after I got put back, I felt like I had 13 penises.
Wow.
And they all got orally pleased by a surfer chick. I'm cleaning this up.
Wow, surfer chick.
With 26 heads.
Oh, my. That's some movie.
I will see this movie 10 times, and if I see Star Wars George or that gay Batman... I don't know what the hell. Evidently, he's very excited about this Matrix.
I don't like him implying Batman's gay, though.
No. He means the guy who made it.
He's trying to say the guy who made it, but it was a gay Batman. I don't know if the guy who made it is gay, but...
I don't know either.
It seemed very gay.
How could that come out of a straight head?
Yeah. 2 thumbs and 13 penises up. He says it's a great movie.
All right, I'm looking forward to that, because that's the end of May, I think that comes out.
And then he... I wonder, though... if that will be bigger than X-Men. I have a feeling it might be.
It might be. I mean, because The Matrix just kicked butt.
This guy says it was worth the 4-year wait for the sequel. And then he actually outlines the entire plot of the movie, which I didn't read.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Don't ruin it for yourself.
I want to thank the Washington Times for...
Is that still a Mooney paper?
I don't know if the Moonies still own it, but I got to tell you, they're right on. They were outraged about the latest FCC fines coming down the pike and the sort of attacks on me. They say, let the private sector work things out rather than encourage restrictions on free speech.
Thank Thank you.
And Mr. Stern sticks to terms and descriptions of things that can be found in a regular dictionary. And while some people might disagree with the subject matter, his program pales in comparison to the regular fare easily accessible on cable and elsewhere.
Thank you.
Moreover, Mr. Stern provides refreshing honesty and insight into the perhaps embarrassing for some sexual thoughts and habits of modern American men. The best way for the public to silence Howard Stern, a voice, if they find it offensive, is to turn the dial. If the FCC needs something to do, perhaps it might work harder to deregulate the airwaves instead of censoring them. Washington Times, great newspaper.
I'm going to have to start reading them.
I'm endorsing them. Pick up a Washington Times if you're in the Washington area. Okay, I came across, someone sent me this, too, a video clip of this black woman beating up this guy, this black guy. It is the funniest friggin' thing I ever saw. I feel bad for the black guy. Gets his ass totally kicked.
I mean, she's really doing it? She's really kicking his butt?
I want to play it for you. You have to see it. And it's the saddest tape, too, because her children, little children, are watching while she beats this man.
I mean, what's she beating him for? I mean, you don't see the beginning of the fight.
I don't know.
He deserves
I don't know if this guy is her son, an older son, or her husband, or I can't tell what's going on.
Oh, you just see the fight.
It's grainy. The footage is in black and white, and I guess some amateur video dudes were videotaping it. And I saw it on the web.
Are they outside?
Yeah, outside. And the guy holding the video camera is like just laughing.
Oh, that sounds hilarious.
This broad must weigh, I don't know, 300 pounds, and she's just beating the crap out of this guy.
How big is the guy? Is he like a little guy?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. It's hard
to tell.
It's hard to tell what's going on, but she's wearing tight, stretch shorts.
Oh, shorts?
Yeah, like in those workout shorts.
Oh, stop. What is she doing in workout
It's not, no, but it's not fun. It's just so real. You can tell it's obviously real. It's not some fake thing.
Right. Somebody just came upon a good fight.
It's pretty funny.
I'm dying to see that now.
At one point, the woman stops beating the crap out of this guy to ask her daughter politely not to disturb her when she's in the middle of something. I mean, there is some etiquette.
Don't bother me now.
And she goes, honey, I can't talk to you right now. I'm in the middle of something.
I'll be with you in a moment.
I'm beating up Daddy.
I want to give out the address, but it's one of those long, weird addresses.
Don't do that.
Do you want me to give it out?
No, not until I see it. Get it before we turn the break.
All right, I'll give it out later in the show. You've never seen anything like that.
Oh, my
Just make bum fights look like amateur hour.
Right.
Yeah. Here's a sad one. My husband, Brian, and I listen to your show every day on the way to work. We love it. Last Friday night, my husband and I were attacked, and my husband's now in a coma.
Oh.
I've instructed the nurses to play your show in the morning for him, so I was hoping that I could get you to say hi to him in hopes that he hears you. And I know this is legitimate because she sent me the newspaper article about her and her husband. I'm not asking for money. I'm just asking you that you say a few words to my husband on the air. I just wish I could be in the hospital when she says to the nurses, listen, I need you to keep the Howard Stern show on the radio.
Every morning.
Every morning.
That's part of his orders.
Some people got balls, man. I just keep quiet.
Yeah.
You know,
whatever you want to play is fine with me. If you got a radio, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, the women are probably, your husband's kind of in a coma. You know what I mean?
No, but they always say to you, in fact, that's what you have to do. You have to talk. You want to be familiar with them. You don't want to just talk around them. You want to talk to the person in the coma. Yeah.
Well, I think it's funny if it's really that she just wants to hear the show still. She doesn't want to miss it.
I'm not asking for money. I'm just asking that you say a few words to my husband on the air. His name is Brian Morsberg.
Well, you know what this reminds me of? I read you that story about Bryan Adams.
Yes.
Where they took this girl who had been in a coma for months. They wheeled her into the Bryan Adams concert. He starts playing. She wakes up and says, Mommy, for the first time.
If they want to wheel Brian Morsberg in here, I would absolutely approve of that.
All right.
Or I will, and if he wakes up and says, Mommy...
to you.
To me. I've also attached the link to the news article. Even if you don't say anything on the air, to Brian, please pray for him. We are praying for him, and he's a fan, a super fan. And, Brian, we hope that...
Brian, wake up.
Wake up, buddy. Come on.
We miss you.
We love you. We can't afford to have any fans go under.
That's right. We need everyone.
How about those pictures...
White people.
Yeah, that's right. How about those pictures while we were on vacation of Catherine Zeta-Jones pregnant, smoking a cigarette, topless.
Great.
Did you see those?
I effing God.
I was like, there you go.
What a train wreck. I didn't know what was more upsetting. Like, on one level, people secretly snapping pictures of a woman topless on her balcony, you know, at her home.
And she's pregnant.
Right. Or the fact that she's married to Michael Douglas, or the fact that she used to be hot and now her boobs are down to her waist.
Yeah, why is she topless?
Or the fact that she's pregnant and smoking. That is just sickening.
I know.
That is the most selfish,
yeah, why
disgusting...
don't have a baby?
And the other reason it disturbs me is, like, why does anyone care about her anyway?
She's married to Mike. She's made us care for some reason.
But Michael, who cares about Michael Douglas?
Nobody. But now that he's with this Catherine Zeta-Jones, this three-name woman, everybody's tuning in.
Well, anyway, it's really disturbing, but they're great pictures to see, and I understand now she's suing Clear Channel Radio.
Yes, everybody. She's, Tom Cruise sues you if you say he's gay.
Yeah.
She sues you if you take a picture.
Yeah, those two are pretty litigious, aren't they?
They really are. They're suing everybody, so I'm going to watch what I say. But they are funny pictures if they're real. Who even knows if they're real? I don't know.
I don't know. Is she suing because they're not real, or is she suing because they shouldn't have taken those pictures?
She's suing because Clear Channel, Clear Channel didn't take the pictures. I guess they put them up on their websites.
Them or something.
They put them up on their website. But I don't know. Everybody's got them in the newspaper, so.
Yeah, I guess she's got to sue everybody.
A lot of discussion while we were gone that Ozzy Osbourne's son, Jack, is in rehab. And endless articles and TV shows about the fact that, you see...
This is not a good family.
A year ago, Ozzy was the best family in the world because even though they use dirty words, they're honest and they're open with their kids. And
they're with each other all the time.
They're going to be able to live. And gene therapy, we're going to cure Christopher Reeve. Not that anybody's looking for him to be cured. I mean,
he's been more,
he's better now.
Cure him, people are going to forget about it.
I know. Actually, they have a cure for him. He doesn't want it. He gets more attention this way.
So you just got to think about these things, though. It's not such an incredible thing that we should just be doing everything we can right now. This has to be handled very carefully.
Yes.
Because you can have catastrophic side effects.
Where'd that go on? In France?
In France.
Yeah, well, there's your answer.
Oh, that's the reason?
Well, that's the reason it all went to hell.
Well, they do say that these two, it's toddlers. These are little babies.
Yes.
Got the cancer, got leukemia. But they are responding well to anti-cancer treatment.
And what's so bad about living in a bubble anyway? I wish I lived in a bubble. I feel very unprotected.
But you would take your bubble and put it in the middle of people.
Yes. Yes, I would.
You'd like your people right outside your bubble.
Yeah. Somebody babysitting me.
Your bubble master.
I think all these guys, it's horrible, I'm in a bubble. I only dream of that. Leave me alone.
Oh, you're...
But be close by.
Oh, I'm not even going to discuss that with you. Obese women...
never get laid. Except when guys are very drunk.
No.
Let's do a newscast where I finish all the sentences.
Like Mad Libs.
They do get laid because they're having babies.
Yeah.
And those babies run an increased risk of having heart abnormalities and other birth defects.
Of course.
The obesity alone seems to be a contributing factor to unhealthy infants. They found that compared with normal weight women, those who were obese or overweight before pregnancy faced double the risk of having babies with heart defects and double the risk of multiple birth defects.
I love all these stories every day about how being fat is bad for you. We know.
But, there's a whole bunch of literature from fat people saying it's okay.
Yeah.
That's why I have to keep to it.
Ignore that literature.
They're trying to convince themselves that it's just fine. There were a bunch of tornadoes that touched down in Kansas and places like Missouri over the weekend, and at least 22 people have been killed.
Wow. Can't believe we haven't figured out a way to get rid of tornadoes.
What would you do if you heard a tornado was coming? You don't know what to do.
Just you're asking goodbye because you can't escape.
Yeah, there's really not much to do. Here's a reporter, Steve Chamraz, who is in Kansas City, Missouri. And he tells us how some people in Kansas City actually escaped injury from the tornado. C1.
They knew that something big was coming their way. They ducked behind bars and underneath tables. only a couple of scrapes and scratches inside that bar and inside some of the other businesses here. But right now, police and fire crews, as you can hear the sirens blaring on by, are being very careful because behind this row of office buildings and shops...
Only if you're Superman can you get away from a tornado.
But did you hear? These people were in a bar, and they managed to escape injury because they got behind the bar and under tables.
So we're told there is a gas leak.
A tornado-proof bar.
Yeah, so this is where you have to be. It's the only safe place.
I'm building a bar right now. I think I have to make it tornado-proof.
Makes sense.
It's just terrible. Here's a neighbor who comforts a woman who just lost her home after the tornado. C3.
Oh, my God. Oh, what am I going to do?
You stay at my house. Whatever. I'm glad you're here. Oh, God.
Oh, what am I going to do?
You'll be all right.
You'll be all right. She just lost her house.
Yeah. She's being consoled by a hillbilly. You'll be all right.
He thinks it's just fine. That house looks fine.
Honey, we in Kansas. A new house is $300. You're going to be just fine.
You know, you can live in that.
Live in a box.
Get you another house.
Boy, it sucks, man.
Yeah, that's
natural,
one thing.
I hate natural disaster.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
That is really sad, man.
It makes us feel so helpless.
Yeah. So, you have to just go on.
All our technology, we can't get rid of some goddamn tornadoes.
And
you know what? Get rid of the moon. I think that doesn't the moon cause tornadoes?
I think that causes tidal waves.
Get rid of the moon. Get rid of tidal waves.
But they said they knew 72 hours out that these tornadoes were coming.
Why don't we get rid of the moon? It only causes problems.
The moon doesn't have anything to do with tornadoes.
Sure, but with the tidal waves it does.
Yeah, but how many of those do we have?
We destroyed the moon, seriously, which we have the capabilities now of doing.
I mean, we took care of Iraq. Start on the moon.
No, but I'm serious. And the moon is responsible for, like, people's bad moods. They say it's tied into women's periods and everything.
You want women's periods to go away?
Yeah.
And even...
and it's a nicer view. I hate when I look up in the sky and see this big round thing blocking the stars.
Oh, you.
And it causes werewolves.
I hate the moon. Always hated it.
It's a nice thing.
Not when you really know about it and read what it does to this planet.
It's a beautiful thing.
I'm for blowing up the moon.
That's your new campaign.
Yeah. If I'm elected president, I'll blow up the moon.
General Tommy Franks.
Do you think I could win on that campaign? You know, people would love to see me blow up the moon.
I'm sure you could convince that guy who was comforting that woman.
You're damn right.
I mean, look, I'm sure...
No high tide, no low tide. You know what? When I go to the beach... High tide is scary.
I mean, I'm sure, like, Susan Sarandon would be against it, but who cares?
Oh, F her.
These peaceniks.
She's so over.
Yeah, no, honey, we're bombing the moon, yeah.
You know what, honey? You were on the wrong side of the Iraq war.
Right.
Well, now we're bombing the moon.
You know, she really did herself a disservice by coming out against the war, because now when I see her, I just think she's stupid.
Yeah. She's an idiot.
See, I thought that before, Robin. But
I never did. I never thought about it. But now I go, I can't listen to you. You're stupid. They had a memorial service for Laci Peterson out in California because it was her birthday, I guess, over the weekend. And thousands of people showed up to support the family and to show their support of Laci and the, I guess, punishing of whoever did this to her. Here is her brother, who related to the crowd something Laci had told him at her grandmother's funeral 3 years ago. It's Brent Roca, C4.
When I die, I don't want people to be sad. I don't want people to be missing me. I want people to be happy. So I'm up here to convey that message.
No, he didn't sound very happy.
No, he hasn't pulled it off yet.
Did you see in San Francisco they had about 100 men and women gathered to celebrate masturbation?
No, I didn't see that.
They called it a masturbate-a-thon. It's true, I swear to God.
Yeah, but I don't consider that a real protest.
Well, first of all, the thing I like about doing that act is that I'm alone. Imagine doing it in front of a bunch of weirdos who are going to, like...
Yeah, that sounds like weirdos who like to publicly flaunt their sexuality.
Yeah, and by the way, masturbation for guys is not fun. It means you're not getting laid. It's actually a depressing thing, to be quite honest.
Was it a bunch of guys?
There's guys and women.
Oh, these are guys trying to get laid.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're hoping it turns into sex.
Yeah, I mean, we use that technique to relieve pressure on a regular basis.
Yeah, look at how happy Artie was after his happy.
Oh. You never hear a guy say, I want to pleasure myself.
Home so I can masturbate.
Yeah, they do. I have to.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, I'll actually kill someone.
You know what? I finally saw, there was one Saturday night not too long ago.
Yeah.
I had to stop at this store, and you could tell there was a guy in there who hadn't gotten lucky that night, and he was handing the Penthouse over the counter. Like, this is all he could take home on the Saturday night was a copy of Penthouse for himself.
Wow.
I felt bad for him. I almost said, maybe you go home with me.
A masturbate-a-thon.
Yeah.
When I wasn't having real sex, I used to have a masturbate-a-thon every weekend.
Yeah.
They said they were raising money for charity. I don't know what kind of charity this is.
Charity?
I could have raised $10 zillion for charity.
I got a feel.
What?
I was going to say, I got a feeling another word for a masturbate-a-thon is a Star Trek convention.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that going on.
The same people.
Well, I don't know.
I hadn't heard about that.
It's just loony.
Crazy. Did they get arrested?
Let me see here. I don't think anybody got arrested.
I mean, I think it would be illegal to do that in public.
It says they were promoting, let's see. They offered 18 years or older the opportunity to overcome their inhibitions in a safe environment. What are they talking about?
I don't know.
What could be safer than masturbating in your own house? Doing it in public?
Safe environment.
In a crowd with strangers?
There's no safe place.
There's many safe places. It's called your bedroom.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're acting as if there's no safe place.
Men and women ranging in the age from the early 20s and the 50s.
Oh, no.
Mingled at a local performing arts center in San Francisco and masturbated together. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
To make it more fun and accessible. That's fun, watching a 50-year-old guy whack it. Or an old broad with gray hair down there.
I don't understand how it's not accessible.
It's disgusting. All these guys doing it. I don't know. I think there might have been a lot of gay guys in San Francisco doing this, because gay guys do like an audience when they do this. I don't.
And they like the freedom of doing things everywhere, I guess.
Yeah. Like, oh, we'll do it out here. Do it here. It's free.
Let's go to the art center.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was such a problem.
No, I didn't know anybody was being held back.
Really?
Only time I do it, sometimes I have to do it once or twice before I have actual sex with a woman so I don't blow her head off.
But you don't invite a crowd.
No. It's nothing I'm proud of. Okay.
It's a strange world we live in.
I thought you'd like that story. All right, we're going to take a break. Got a lot more news to get to, but first these words, Rob.
Surprise. We are so happy to say that Chuck Woolery is on the phone.
Chuck is on the phone.
Chuck?
Hello.
Chuck?
Hello.
Are you there?
Hello, Christina.
Is that you, Woody?
Sounds like Woody.
Is it Chuck?
Hello.
Are you okay, Chuck? Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. We want, everybody's been very concerned about you.
It's a little painful.
It is, huh? Oh gosh, this is very emotional. We've gotten a lot of cards and a lot of letters from everybody concerned about how you're feeling. A lot of inquiries.
I appreciate, Rick Dees blows and Howard Stern rules. You know that? And so do you. You suck too, and Woody Brady's man.
Oh, who is that?
Isn't that nice?
That was so charming.
Well, that was nice.
There was somebody who was very nasty on the phone.
Hey-o.
The Howard Stern Show.
Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Vegas show start airing tonight on E. Check it out. All the excitement, all the fun tonight on E. Can't wait. Check out Miss Butterface, too. You're going to love it. Artie's basketball game. The Whack Pack, Blackjack. The whole time we were in Vegas, you'd be like walking around the Hard Rock Hotel, and all of a sudden you'd hear, like, Melrose Larry Green was everywhere.
Was he?
You would hear that. Like,
My audience, please. I have more people in the room right now.
so you look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
I'm over here.
You know what his big move is? I saw him do this to you at the pool, too. You'll be at the pool, and they go, Howard, over here. I'm leaving you alone. I'm not bothering you. I'm staying down here. You're up there. I'm down here. I'm not going to bother you. All right, I'm leaving you alone.
Yeah, and then, of course, creates a whole scene. Oh, he's just sick.
Where did people like Gary the Retard go during the day when we weren't on the radio?
Back to his cage. Same cage we brought him in.
Casey was saying to me earlier this morning, he
goes on a little yellow bus.
The Whack Pack has their own little mini soap opera going on that they think that we care about.
I know.
So they would leave me messages like, Joey Boots would leave, I'm really sorry about what happened last night. I wouldn't even know what happened.
Nobody cares.
Melrose bumped into me, so I had to punch him in the head. I'm like, so beat each other up. I don't care.
They're like, yeah, listen, someone might tell you that I killed a guy last night. It wasn't me.
They get into all kinds of trouble. All the wacky listeners.
Well, there's a hierarchy, and some people think that they're more important. Like, Melrose clearly thinks he's the king of all Whack Packers. And
I saw Melrose kick Big Black out of the backstage area at Stuttering John's show.
Yep. He said he didn't want to turn it into a circus.
Yeah, he says, get out of here. I don't want this turning into a circus.
Oh, my goodness.
Melrose did that.
Yeah.
It's just too funny.
And then we had people out there that we flew out that I saw. Like, I saw Fred the Elephant Boy once for half a second and never saw him again.
I know. I don't know what happened to him. You know what was weird, too? Like, a lot of people flew out on our dime and just left.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they were just doing their own thing. But I went to Stuttering John's comedy show Thursday night when we were in Vegas. And I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden Ralph starts heckling John. You suck, like screaming stuff out. And I was getting really bummed out. I was like, Artie was too.
Is that why you left?
Yeah, like Artie was just like, this is lame. I mean, Ralph's heckling John, and Artie works with those other guys, and he's like, hey, that's not cool.
Right. I don't think they could hear Ralph.
Oh, they heard him.
Really? Well,
yeah, I mean,
ignoring.
Yeah, you could definitely hear the guy. It's tough, man.
I was watching Jim Florentine.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph's like, you suck. This sucks.
And they're all really
Jimmy's
funny.
a good guy. Jimmy's funny.
They're all really funny.
And the funny thing, Ralph can't even ask for his money back because he didn't pay.
No, he didn't pay. What does he do?
He's sitting there for free, eating free food, and heckling.
Heckling guys.
And he can't tell one joke.
No. Has yet to tell a joke.
There were a lot of people that got out to Vegas on their own, Howard, that were creating trouble all over the place. Like, I went over to Club Paradise one night, and the VIP room in the back was filled with just, the weirdest people, but I don't know who's in charge of getting in. It was like, D. White Rapper and his girlfriend and Zolar and all those guys. And I heard they were making a lot of trouble. I heard that they were...
And did they let him in because of us?
I would walk into a... Yeah, because I would walk into a room, and they'd be in there, and I'm not in charge of who's in and who's out, and I don't know how they got in. And they're just there. But the strippers were really complaining that, a couple of guys would be like, they get 5 dances and go, I'll be back in a minute. And then they would just leave.
Yeah,
I admire that.
People did that.
Come on, the strippers charge way too much money anyway.
They work hard,
Yeah.
They should get paid a lot more.
Take your clothes off. Why can't it just be one price and just take your clothes off?
You walk in, pay the fee at the door, and everybody just gets crazy.
Yeah.
Would it be easier if you just put the $300 up front?
Right. You do that, they leave you.
Well, they were trying to get Gary to regulate the crowd. Weren't they asking you to
the stripper comes
selective?
The stripper comes over to the Hard Rock. She's like, guys are ripping us off. I'm like,
tell them this is payback for all the guys you ripped off. For all the old bags that walk in there and think they're going to get some off you, and then you just take all their money.
An embarrassing thing happened to me. We were sitting with a stripper for like a half an hour, but she wasn't dancing for us. So she finally said, look, I'm not making money off these losers, so I got to try to compliment them somehow. They try to overly compliment you with fake stuff to get you to give them money. So the stripper comes over to me, looks over my entire body for like a minute. For a minute, searching for a compliment. Looks at my whole body, and then I swear to God, she looks up at me and she goes, you have a nice voice.
All right, get out of here.
I said, what? Take that stripper crap down the road, honey.
Yeah.
Then I got to dance.
Yeah, they used to tell me, you're much better looking in person. I go, I'm hot. I know. I believe it. I believe the horses. Well, if I believe everything. All right, Robin, come on.
You're easy.
I'm easy. Let's finish the news.
Big Black was there? I didn't see him at all.
You know what? That actually happened in Atlantic City last year. Melrose kicked him out of the back room.
All right. Yeah. That makes more sense.
Melrose had Joey Boots thrown out.
I heard that, too. I didn't see it, but I heard that.
Thrown out of what?
I don't know. Something.
Jeez. Anyway, this is the story I wanted to tell you. You know this guy, William Bennett?
Yes.
He used to be the drug czar, and he was the head of education during one administration.
He's always on Fox News talking stuff like, America's got to really get itself together, and he's super
Mr.
conservative.
Family values, and he wrote this book called The Book of Virtues, and he's all about family time.
Yeah, I think he badmouthed me a bunch of times.
Not watching television, and Howard Stern is bad. Yes, all of that stuff. Well, it now turns out that he likes to gamble. And he's worse than Artie ever could dream. Artie would dream.
Artie's really bad.
The only thing is that he plays a really stupid game. He plays those high-stakes slot machines.
What do you mean, girl games?
Yeah. And, the stakes in these slot machines are so high, as a matter of fact, that they have a special room, so you can't even see him while he's playing a girl game. He goes back in the back, and it's like one of those slot machines you have to put in $500 at a time.
Wow.
And they say that in Newsweek and the Washington Monthly Magazine, they went through some of the records, and they think that he might have lost as much as $8 million over the past decade.
They keep records of that?
Yeah, well, you can go to the casino, I guess, and get documents, including some that showed him wiring $1.4 million to cover losses over 1 2-month period.
How does a drug czar get that much money?
Well, now he's written these books that were, #1 bestsellers, and he goes out on speaking engagements, I think, where he gets about $50,000 a pop.
And then pisses it away?
Yeah, then he takes it to the casino. They said there are at least 4 casinos where he has a revolving line of credit of at least $200,000.
And play a game that makes sense, like craps.
Oh, with some skill to it.
Yeah, at least you gotta roll the dice.
Yeah, how mindless is it to just throw coins in and keep pulling the lever?
Does he wear a dress while he plays?
Yeah, throwing dice and hoping for a 7. That's intellectual.
Yeah, he has one of those buckets in his lap.
Well, you gotta think about where to put your bet. Get a big bucket.
Shall I use this machine or this machine?
Yeah.
They also say that he receives thousands of dollars in free limo rides, hotel rooms, and has racked up losses of more than $500,000 at a time during trips to casinos.
Yeah, those limo rides ain't free.
Now, his wife has come to his defense. She says that the family is fine, they're solvent, all their bills are paid. It's not like he's, put them into a bad way with his gambling. But she is annoyed at the attention generated by the news of his gambling, and she thinks her husband may have pulled his last slot machine lever.
Why? If they're not embarrassed by it.
He's never going again. She is embarrassed.
Yeah.
He's trying to say that he doesn't have a gambling problem and that he never did anything wrong, but it would seem to me that a guy who talks, why aren't you with your family and why aren't you using that money to help the poor? Why are you throwing it into a casino owner's pocket?
Because I'm drug czar.
Hey, gambling's only a problem if you lose, Robin.
Gambling's only a problem. No, gambling's not a problem at all. We are, according to him.
Yeah, we're the problem.
Yeah. Well, he might have a point.
Not gambling.
Yeah. Tomorrow is World Asthma Day. I suppose you'll be celebrating.
Yeah, it's my new disease. Next, it's World Athlete's Foot.
Your new illness.
Yeah. No, I got asthma. Yeah. What do I have to do?
I don't know exactly what you do on World Asthma Day. I guess it's a time to educate people about the epidemic growth of the disease that has struck even Howard Stern.
That's all BS.
Among the 20 million Americans who suffer.
I don't care. I so don't care. I'm not joining any asthma groups.
The American Lung Association reports that 1 in 14 Americans suffer from asthma. It strikes when the bronchial tubes, or airways that carry oxygen into your lungs, become narrowed and inflamed, causing difficulty breathing.
Yeah, you know what? Get over it.
People with asthma have hypersensitive airways.
That's what I have.
Meaning that if they come into contact with a trigger, such as dust or animal hair, the airways tighten and narrow. So that's what it's all about. SARS is still...
So see, the animal hair, see?
Yes, I know that. It's one of the triggers. That's not the only one.
But I'm not allergic.
That's right.
So if I'm not allergic, that's not my trigger.
No, your trigger seems to be your cold.
Seems to be my life. Life seems to trigger my asthma. Well, anyway, what else, Robin?
SARS is galloping through China. They had to fess up and say they had a lot more incidents of the disease than they originally reported.
Do you think it's because they have too many people? Like,
Well,
do you think like nature does that sometimes?
Absolutely. That's certainly one of the things that nature does, to thin out a population. It creates new diseases. But now they're finding out things like SARS is almost like a super virus.
Right.
It's one of those things that, you know, it's a lot stronger than anybody thought. They think that sewage has something to do with it, and that it can live longer on surfaces than anybody expected before, and that human waste is another place you can find it, and it could possibly be spreading the disease.
Yeah. I like to stay away from human waste.
The good news is
I've been avoiding it.
that standard disinfectants like chlorine bleach can kill the virus in 5 minutes. So a lot of cruise ships and airlines are thinking of washing down everything with
chlorine,
disinfectants like chlorine, so they can prevent it and get people back on board planes. But in China, they have closed schools for 2 more weeks trying to combat the epidemic. So
I love how just now they're considering washing airplanes.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
This might have driven them to take that extreme measure.
It's like a disease.
It's a factory of disease.
Yeah, you know what? We're thinking about washing the planes.
Might be a good idea anyway.
Yeah, good
At
move.
least something made them think of it.
Right.
And did you hear about the 2 astronauts and the cosmonaut who returned to Earth on a Soyuz satellite the other day?
Yes.
Well, yeah, it took a while to find them, though, because they veered off course, and they crashed somewhere 300 miles or something from where they actually were supposed to come down. Because the Soyuz rocket does not land like the shuttle. They come back into the Earth's atmosphere, and they just fall. They fall through. And then they finally deploy a parachute, and it floats down to the ground.
Yeah, how about if they hit your house?
Yeah, this one floated off course. And it took them a while to find the astronauts, and for some time NASA was a little bit scared that they had another disaster on their hands. But eventually they did find the astronauts, and everybody's okay. But that was the only way to get them down, since we're not flying the shuttle right now.
Yeah, shuttle not exactly working out.
No, not right at this point in time.
Really?
Your friend Gina Gershon was having some hot girl-on-girl action.
Hey, now. Hey, now.
The other day. She was seen at some trendy club, I guess. It's called Crazy Girls, a strip joint on La Brea in California.
She has a lot of free time, Gina Gershon, I guess.
Well, what would she be doing?
I don't know.
And she went in there with a couple of friends, and they say there was one woman she was very friendly with, and they were in the booth making out, and they didn't seem to care who saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So she apparently is working on an album when she's not kissing girls in clubs.
They got her in the paper.
So I guess we'll have to look forward to that.
Hey, now.
What else is going on? In show business, X-Men is the #1 movie at the box office with a great opening weekend here in the United States of $86 million. And here is one of the stars of X-Men, Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
She has the same name as my dog.
Well, at least the same last name.
Bianca Romaine Stamos.
Yeah, they must be related.
Yes.
Well, here's Rebecca, who says all the characters get pretty much the same treatment in the X2 script.
For such a huge cast, you know, there's like 10 of us, I think.
She became a whole expert on acting.
Oh, yes. She was giving me an analysis of a play when she was there.
Yeah. Oh, listen, she's a big star.
Oh, it was I was just like, wow, that's just amazing.
Yeah, I heard her
put on some blue paint, you become an expert.
I heard her say someone's accent was laughable.
And someone was overacting, and I was like, oh, my goodness,
Well,
where did she learn all this?
She's during X-Men.
It was all like, you know, sort of equal screen time and kick-ass action stuff, but also like meaningful chunks of, you know, things to do. So moments, with when I say that with quotation marks around it.
Ooh, everybody gets moments. And she says her character Mystique isn't bad, she's just misunderstood, too.
She's not angry or evil.
Listening to this is a lot easier when she's naked in your apartment.
She's totally misunderstood. I actually wanted to wear a banner that said misunderstood for an outtake. Yeah, no, she is misunderstood.
She should do that James Lipton Actors Studio.
Yeah, they can talk about all these moments.
Yeah, you know, she didn't have much dialogue in the first movie, but she did have that one great piece of dialogue which explains sort of the backbone of what X-Men is all about.
I'm telling you, this is a lot more interesting when she's naked with those perfect nipples.
Or just get a picture of Mystique and